day with No Band Modern.
Yeah, this is quite the fun format. People, uh, it's almost as fast as Legacy, not quite, but significantly faster than Modern with a ban list. So
Yes.
we are expecting some lightning fast kills, and then some Jund players here trying to win slowly.
Yes. So there's gonna, like you said, there's gonna be a couple Fairy decks in there. We got Esper Fairies, we got Jund, we got those two that are being fair. And anyways, we're gonna go and get starting off with Punishing Jund versus Blazing Shoal Infect. You're good to go, guys.
So who do you like in this matchup?
I like Jund a lot, just because you have efficient removal, you have discard spells, you have ways to interact with what they're doing, and we have the list. We have the lists up right now.
Yeah, if let's see. So Harley has Pact of Negation to sometimes if he's leading with or trying to win with a Inkmoth Nexus, he can potentially pact his way through some of Kirby's interaction. He has Muddle the Mixture. Basically, his plan is going to have to be to on his critical turn not allow Kirby to interact.
Yes.
And Kirby just needs to find ways to interact. So hand attack is going to be very important here. The Fatal Push and the Punishing Fires are going to be very important.
Yep. And this list, the Infect list, is a lot different than the Infect list you may have seen in Modern or in Legacy. There's a lot more spells than creatures here, and that's just because you're just trying to OTK with the Blazing Shoal. And that's basically all you're trying to do. And then
I think I actually don't know what OTK means.
One turn kill.
One turn kill. There you go.
Oh man.
All right.
Oh jeez.
Yes, you're trying to kill in one turn.
Okay. All right. Kirby taking a quick shit back on his hand. Harley still thinking.
Harley definitely looking for the manland over Blighted Agent, because Blighted Agent has to sit and play for a turn vulnerable to removal.
Correct. Whereas the mainland gets to sit there and just kind of be dormant until the turn that he's trying to win. So how much have you played this format before?
How much have I played this format?
Yeah.
How much have you played this format?
Yes, never.
Yeah. Not a lot of people have spent much time playing this format, but so it's relatively unsolved. I mean, people have put some theory work into it, but it has not gotten all that much tournament time. Or zero. I mean, it's gotten a few tournaments here and there.
Yeah.
But the Open at the SCG Con is by far the biggest thing that No Band Modern has seen.
I'm tempted to try a Grixis twin list, just because I want to play twin again, but...
Yeah.
Alright, so we see from Kirby's side a Collective Brutality, a Tarmogoyf, a Bloodbraid Elf, and a Punishing Fire, but he has no second land, and there's no fetch land in the graveyard to activate his Deathrite Shaman.
A fetch land would be great.
Correct.
Looks like he didn't hit it.
Eventually did not draw it, or nope. He drew a regular land, and he's just going to play his 1/2 Tarmogoyf.
Alright. It is no longer a 1/2. So this is a fine hand from Kirby. I mean, he has the instant speed interaction, which is important.
He has instant speed interaction, and the only issue is that his clock is kind of a little medium right now. That Tarmogoyf will grow.
Yeah.
And the Deathrite will start providing him advantage now since he has lands and instant/sorceries to use in the graveyard.
So what is Harley working with here? It looks like he has a Peer Through Depth that he's holding up. He's going to try to set up for something.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, but I'm having a hard time getting a full look at his hand right now. And Kirby just going to go and throw out this Bloodbraid Elf.
Given that he's not really worried about a combo kill next turn.
Yep.
Just trying to apply the pressure. Makes a lot of sense. Now he gets to attack for 3, or for 6, rather.
5. Instant sorcery.
Instant sorcery, yes. Land of the Exile.
Yep. You figured it out.
I did.
Bloodbright. I mean, Deathrite Shaman. It's an
I have
interesting
not
card.
played with Deathrite Shaman very much.
I've played with Deathrite Shaman a lot.
Yeah, you play Legacy, but
Yeah, it's fair.
which is the one format that card is allowed to see play anymore. That one major format.
Yes. So Harley's pretty close to dead right now, and he doesn't really. He's nowhere close to winning the game.
Nowhere close. That is true.
Because right now,
Yeah.
Kirby can deal 10 damage.
Collective Brutality also drains to the last two, right?
Yes.
So Harley's just dead.
No. Because he can either use Deathrite Shaman plus Punishing Fire / Collective Brutality, or he can...
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, Deathrite Shaman does require an mana to activate, so
Yep.
Kirby's 1 mana short of killing Harley this turn. Plus whatever interaction Harley might have, which probably is not much.
Yeah, looking at... From what we saw of Kirby's list, there may have been something I missed, but I don't think he really has a way to get back from this position.
Yeah, he can't win without a threat in play, and he doesn't currently have a threat in play.
Yeah, it seems like right now he's not really doing much. Though I also don't have very much references to how this deck is supposed to play. This could just be an awful matchup.
It's definitely an awful matchup.
That is fair.
This is has probably the fastest nut draw in the format, or at least one of the fastest.
I think that there's a storm list that can turn 1, but aside from that, yeah.
Well, we're talking realistic nut draw here, not the nut draw.
I mean, it's realistic enough. You got Storm. They're gonna do Storm things. They're basically Legacy. Alright, so Kirby has 30 Duress, a Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Surgicals, 2 Ancient Grudge, a Scavenging Ooze, Umezawa's Jitte, a Fulminator Mage, Maelstrom Pulse, a Leon on the Void, and a Mindbreak Trap to work with here.
I don't like much of this. Duress seems fine. Like, you want to cut your Lilianas, probably.
The number on the ley line is throwing me off, but aside from that,
yeah, one ley line's weird.
Yeah, the Lilianas can definitely be cut, and
I think Duress is definitely better than the Liliana. Wait,
yeah.
is there a Leyline in the main? What do you mean Leyline can be cut?
Liliana.
Oh, Liliana, there you go. Yeah, they do sound similar. Leyline in the main would be weird. So that's probably what he's doing.
And from Harley's side, we have 2 Ceremonious Rejection, 2 Silence, 2 Hercules Recall, 2 Pyroclasm, 2 Stony Silence, 1 Rule of Law, 2 Weird Tear, and 2 Mindbreak Trap. I have no idea.
None of this is anything.
Like, is he bringing in the Silence? I imagine he's bringing in the Silence, that way he can, like, cast a Silence, activate his main land, and win the game.
He can do that, yes. That is probably better than his... I don't know. What is that better than?
I don't know. I don't know this deck. So, Mental Misstep, how much does it do in this match?
Oh, Mental Misstep's pretty medium. I mean...
It hits Fatal Push, Inquisition, and Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, that's...
And Thoughtseize.
Less than it does in a lot of other matchups, but yeah, it's fine.
Maybe he cuts Pact here? No.
I don't know, I feel like you need the Pact.
You need something to protect you. I'm not entirely certain what he cuts here. He could cut some number of Muddle Mixtures just because it's like kind of clunky.
Yeah, Muddle Mixture's pretty slow.
And
you can cut. I could see cutting Dig.
I don't know.
I
like
Jund is the matchup you'd think you do that, but while you are trying, it feels like the games Harley wins here are like turn 3.
Yeah.
He attacks with Inkmoth with 2 pieces of disruption up.
That being said, to finish up, I wouldn't be surprised to see from Kirby's side some combination of Duress, Umezawa's Jitte, and Fulminator Mage, and from Harley's side, I imagine just Silence, and that's about it.
Yeah, Mage is fine. I don't think you really need Jit. I mean, like the games where you do a lot of attacking and have interaction up.
Yeah.
You probably just don't need to. You don't need to tap out.
Yes.
Put a Jit into play and attack with it.
Alright. So they're gonna go and shuffle up. They didn't reset their life totals. They're just
probably
slacking.
do that.
They're just slacking. And we had to fix it. But I mean our computer man.
Yeah, I did fix it.
Alright. So we are also 9 minutes in, and we've spent, I don't know, a third of that time like looking through sideboard and shuffling.
At least a third, yeah.
So I think that kind of shows what we're in for tonight. Then we're in for some quick games, which is why we have
Definitely.
question mark for the amount of games. Who knows? It's a mystery. Kirby's hand looks fine from what I can see. Kirby's hand not good apparently. I was wrong.
Yes. Didn't see everything in it, but I don't think I saw that many lands.
I thought I saw more. I thought I saw two in a Dark Confidant, but I could have been mistaken there. I have.
That is kind of how you lose, is tapping out for Dark Confidant on turn 2 on the draw.
That is fair. He is on the draw, so he does need the interaction as early as possible. So yeah, that's probably why he mulliganed. And Harley is keeping, I assume.
All right. Is there an Inkmoth? Because it really feels like he needs Inkmoth.
Harley's hand, I mean, Kirby's hand looks like 4 lands, a Punishing Fire, and a Thoughtseize.
That's fine. Not amazing, but.
Oh,
and a Fatal Push. Okay,
okay,
yeah, this is the nut.
This is a pretty good hand.
Exactly what you're looking for.
Yep, and I do see an Inkmoth Nexus from Harley, though.
Okay.
Thought I did, but he may have also just not played it this turn.
There's no reason to play it that turn unless you have a active negation.
Yeah.
And the combo, which I don't see for sure.
He might be holding up something like Spell Pierce.
Yeah.
So, like, there we go. Spell Pierce.
There you go.
And now he's going to go on Fire for Preordain, going to try to get some card selection going on. Kirby just sitting over there going, I don't know, I have my removal spells. Let's hope they're good enough.
Preordain, one of the cards that, one of the powerful cards that just about all the no-man modern decks play if they're playing blue.
Yeah.
It's also one of the cards that wouldn't be that absurd in the actual modern format. I mean, all the blue decks would play it, and it would make all the blue decks better.
S314DER. Thank you for the follow. And
that's quite the name.
Congrats on getting there. I imagine it's pronounced some way, but boy, I'm not going to try. It's probably like Zelda or something.
I don't know if it's the 4 is throwing me off.
Yeah, it's there. And right now, Kirby next turn can start holding up 3 pieces of removal for that Inkmoth Nexus, and one of those can't be counterspelled. So that's pretty neat.
Which one can't be counterspelled?
The Ghost Quarter.
I see that now. Ghost Quarter is excellent.
Correct.
Was it in the sideboard and we didn't notice? Because that's a
I think
very
it was
good
main
card.
board. Kirby just like, yeah, it happens.
Yeah, Kirby's not worried about taking one here. I would imagine he'll be firing off a Fatal Push end of turn.
Fatal Push or a Punishing Fire, something along
Punishing Fire is more likely.
Nope, just seeing the Fatal Push.
Interesting.
And it worked, so that's pretty good for him.
Wonder why you use Fatal Push there instead of Punishing Fire.
Yeah, I'm a little curious about that as well. It seems like since you can bring back Punishing Fire next turn, just using it this turn is efficient, but yeah. I guess I'm wrong there.
I mean, you can still play it and bring it back next turn, but
yeah. And we're just seeing the Dark Confidant being thrown down here because right now Harley has no pressure, and he wants to go and get down his card advantage slash his own pressure to try to end this game.
Yep. Not that it's going to be particularly relevant, but he could be holding up Punishing Fire or holding up getting back Punishing Fire. He would be able to use his
additional mana to go and
so
bring
much.
Back.
He lost 2 mana over the course of these turns.
Yeah,
which is pretty significant.
So yeah, I think that it was most likely correct to just go ahead and fire off the Punishing Fire, but oh well, we're here now, and I think he's still in a fine spot.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing him losing.
This matchup just feels really good for him.
Another Inkmoth.
Another Inkmoth.
Kirby just has to leave up Ghost Quarter, and I don't think Harley has any way of interacting with that.
Yep, he just leaves up Ghost Quarter, and for good measure, he can also just leave up the punishing Pyron at that point. Like,
Well, he just doesn't need to. There's no
Yeah.
interaction for the Ghost Quarter activation. No stifle.
that is fair. But I mean, if he wants to be really cautious, because in practice he shouldn't know Harley's exact 75, and most likely he doesn't know Harley's exact 75, so he doesn't know if there's some
A random Pestermite
No,
to
no,
tap down the Ghost Quarter and untap an attack.
no.
There's just no conceivable card.
Apostle's Blessing is conceivable.
Protecting the color of your choice?
Yes.
That interacts with Ghost Quarter?
Oh man, it doesn't. Never mind. Ghost Quarter is not a colored permanent. That's just.
I think that's the first time I've known what a card did better than you did.
That's probably accurate.
Yeah.
And Kirby in the tank here, I don't see much to do aside from attacking, but I imagine he's thinking about whether or not to cast this Tarmogoyf he has in hand, and whether or not to reveal this Abrupt Decay.
He should definitely cast Tarmogoyf.
Like, he can't really get punished for it. Okay. And you just go ahead and gain right of the Inkmoth at sorcery speed just to be safe. Which makes sense.
Safe from what?
I don't know. He wants to be safe.
Alright.
Okay.
Dig through time.
Seeing dig through time. That's pretty good right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna give him some card advantage. Lets him see a lot of his deck, so he can try to sculpt out a way to win within the next couple turns.
Assume this is still in the first main phase.
I assume.
I didn't see how many cards he exiled, but if he's using that floating mana.
I would assume so, but I cannot confirm.
Yep. I mean, it's not a lot of reason to hold it up. It's not like he's doing anything with those cards other than maybe holding up a Spell Pierce.
Yep. And throwing 2 cards down. And hopefully they're good for him, because if they're not, once that Tarmogoyf hits the board, he's actually facing some pressure.
Three, 4 Tarmogoyf?
Yep. And is that another Inkmoth? Because right now, a Blight Agent would not be very good in the face of Kirby's Abrupt Decay that we know about.
A third Inkmoth might give him a chance here.
Now, I'm gonna bring it back to the beginning of the game. If Kirby saw that Fatal Push, though.
Yeah, Fatal Push should be pretty good. Kirby taking his licks off of this Bob. Not that it matters.
Yeah.
Do we have a tracker for
In fact,
poison?
no.
That's unfortunate.
That's 1. Yeah,
It is currently a 1, yes.
In fact, counter is too fancy. Alright. So, right now, Kirby's going ahead and getting a land. At this point, I'm not for sure what his plan is for the turn. He's probably going to Collective Brutality as a removal spell. I mean, as a discard spell.
Yeah, I was wondering what you meant by that. Yeah, just getting, making sure the coast is clear from any Blazing Shoals.
Yeah. Because, like, if Harley doesn't have the Blazing Shoal, he's not really threatening anything.
I think I do see a Blazing Shoal in Harley's hand, and probably a card to just pitch to it.
Yeah, it looks like there are 2 red cards in the back of his hand, which leads me to believe that you're correct. Alright. So, gonna see something happen.
Unless he has some interesting card, I would expect him to just Brutality, hold up, Punishing Fire, or Abrupt Decay.
Yeah, that seems like the most likely choice for him to do. And that's gonna be met by a Muddled Mixture.
Harley doing his best to make sure Kirby doesn't know whether or not he should be afraid of a combo here.
Yep, and
so that gives Kirby the chance to like overcommit to trying to apply more pressure and then leave himself dead.
If Harley has a counter spell plus the Blazing Shoal combo, he wins the game here.
Yes.
But if he doesn't, things don't look great for him.
if the if Kirby had what's it called?
You'll get there.
The car Fatal Push. If Kirby had Fatal Push and Punishing Fire
Yes.
right now, he would have just held both of those up so Harley couldn't use that mana into turn.
Yeah.
And
it would have been a lot more efficient for him, and
yes.
it would have put Harley in a much rougher spot.
Harley would not have a conceivable way to win this turn.
Yeah, he would have 10 cards. I mean, he would have 10 life instead of 9 life, but if we're being real here, that doesn't actually matter that much. Whereas the fact that he could have just had an additional removal spell, essentially, does matter quite a lot.
So according to chat, looks like Harley does not have the Blazing Shoal.
Correct. Okay. Is he just gonna try to push through 1 damage?
I mean, that's fine.
Okay. I don't know what's going on.
Pushing through the 1 damage is just not going to be relevant in any conceivable universe.
Alright.
So he does have the shoal. If we're believing this inconsistent chat member.
It looks like there's only 2 red cards in his hand, but I could be wrong. Who knows?
So Harley presenting some more threats here.
But that one gets met by the Abrupt Decay, and...
Yes.
4, 5, 6. Yep. And so that Tongue should be a 4 or 5.
The inconsistent chat member is a disgraced commentary member, as it turns out. Disgraced because he's not here.
That is a disgrace, you are correct. So, looks like thought we were casting Liliana. I was wrong. He just putting it down. That sounds about right. Like, it is no ban. He could be running anything.
Bans and just normal format legality are a little different.
No, they're not. They're the exact same thing.
That's just not true.
You're correct. That's not true at all. That's not how formats work. I'm sorry, chat. I lied.
Modern's ban list is not half the history of Magic. Plus a few random cards from the other half.
Yeah. Alright. So, what are we going to see Harley do anything this matchup is what I'm really wondering.
This is certainly the turn to try to do something. He's not going to win by blocking with Enigma.
Yeah, and Kirby can Punishing Fire plus bring back Punishing Fire and cast Punishing Fire.
Doing that response to Punishing Fire? What does that do?
Okay.
Does it... Okay.
He's conceding there. Alright. So, went ahead and see Kirby took that in a clean 2-0. And now we're going to go ahead and get to see Harley again, only this time versus Alex, which might be a little more interesting. Well, actually, I think that one was interesting. I mean, he might have more of a chance.
Oh, yeah, I'd imagine Harley's favored against Alex. I mean, Alex has the more consistent turn 3 or 4 kill.
Yeah.
But Harley's just a turn faster.
Now, do they know who's up next?
Do they know who's up next? Do you guys know who's up next? Alex, you're playing Harley.
Okay, they figured out.
Well, they didn't.
You told them. Alright, we are getting to see Kirby brought in, it looks like only the Umezawa Shites.
Weird.
And he cut a Liliana plus a card I could not make out. The Maelstrom Pulse, I believe. Which makes sense. Yep. That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, Maelstrom Pulse does not do that much.
Yeah.
It's worse than Liliana. It's weird. I can't imagine Duress was not better than Liliana there.
I mean, I suppose it can be used as a removal spell against 4 of Harley's creatures, but it does feel a little weird that like the Duresses weren't put in for Liliana's just because the Shoal Infect deck is quick enough. So, going to go and get to see that in there. Elves gets a nice little boost in this format in the form of Glimpse of Nature. Card's a little strong, so it will be neat to see if he's able to do the legacy thing in Modern. Modern is in air quotes, of course.
Yeah, not quite Modern. A little different than Modern.
Just a
Kirby, what was your logic for keeping Liliana over the Duresses?
I actually cut
Maelstrom Pulse and Liliana.
Maelstrom Pulse, Liliana. I had debated about the Duresses because they hit the Burning Shoal and counter spells. I was keeping in the Thought Seizes and Inquisitions to be able to hit any of his creatures.
Yeah.
Like at that point, I still wasn't sure if he was running green since I haven't seen the list.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to keep a few things in for any Glistener Elves.
Okay.
But like now getting to play a longer game with him, I saw that it was only Inkmoth and the unblockable guy.
Yeah, I don't think Noban has any Glistener Elf decks.
Yeah,
right.
I was. The funny thing is, I was also under the same impression that Kirby was, in the way that I thought that he was running Glistener Elves and stuff like that, and then I was like, oh, he's just running 4 creatures and 4 lands. But
yeah, after game 2, it seems pretty obvious to take out the Lilianas because they don't really do anything.
Yeah.
At that point of the game, after I drew it, like I had no point actually playing the card.
Yeah.
The Duresses would be much better because he's just trying to dig for his different pieces.
Yep.
Alright, so also I left out quite a few cards that actually this deck gains. So it gains Glimpse of Nature, it gains Green Sun Zenith, it gains Deathrite Shaman, and it gains
Skull Clamp.
Skull Clamp.
Best card in the format.
Those things that I missed might be relevant. I'm not for sure.
Maybe a little relevant, as in maybe the deck can just draw its entire deck in on turn 2 or 3.
Also, Alex
Or 4.
post board has 6 discard spells.
That's pretty good. Abrupt Decay, unfortunately, from Alex, does not do anything in this matchup, or does very little.
It kills half of Harley's threats.
Yeah.
Exactly
so
half.
It is very good in half the game.
Yes. Alright.
And does nothing in the other half.
Alright, so... okay. So Alex's hand is nuts if he draws into what he needs to draw into.
What is that he needs to draw into here?
Another source of mana. Another source of mana would be ideal here.
Yeah, he's going to need another source of mana to go off here.
Yep.
Can he go off turn 2 with another land?
So he cast 2 creatures, casts a Glimpse. He has 2 more creatures left to cast, so he could draw 2 cards theoretically. Maybe. It's a bit tricky, but at the very minimum, he'd draw like at least a few cards off of his Glimpse on turn 2.
Alex just thinks he might not be able to go off. I think he probably won't be able to go off. But
he could have also, like Alex mentioned, I believe the deck has a Dryad Arbor. He could have Green Sun Zenith for Dryad Arbor, and if he drew a land, he could almost guaranteedly go off next turn.
Okay. Looks like he's casting Green Suns and did not find a land.
It looks like he did not find a land, and he's trying to figure out what thing to cast, and he's casting another land while. And casting. Alright. So next turn he has a really solid chance of just winning the game.
Yes, and Harley does not have a threat in play, so...
He does not. I feel like this is going to be a common theme with Harley's deck.
Yeah.
And also, Harley now has to fear dying this turn. So he can't really tap out for a Blight Agent because there's such a high chance that he just dies to this Glimpse of Nature.
So what interaction is Harley hoping to hold up here?
His Spell Pierces and his Muddle the Mixtures. Something to counter that Glimpse of Nature.
I mean, his mental missteps are obviously great, but yeah,
missteps.
Spell Pierce just taking out 2 of Alex's mana is very good.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot harder to go off.
Okay.
So Alex opting not to cast Glimpse?
It's really interesting.
Huh.
Okay.
Not sure.
It's a bit of a weird choice.
I mean, this might be correct. I really don't know. I haven't played this deck before, but
He's getting another Nettle Sentinel. And
he only has one creature to go with his. Well, I guess he probably has a couple more creatures in his hand.
if he has 2 more creatures in his hand, then this Glimpse is gonna be real good.
Yeah.
Also, really thankful that Alex did actually pick up the Green Sun Zenith when he shuffled his library. Okay. So that just got countered.
Oh, the second Glimpse. All right.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Alright, so we're just gonna get to see Alex do some stuff for a little bit.
The elves that have secretly storm.
Yep.
Is now
Oh,
going
there's
to
another Glimpse.
So now every creature he casts, he draws 2 cards.
Yeah, and he also, every 1-drop creature he plays, and that's him 2 mana. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 2-drop creature that also nets him 2 mana.
Yep. So I'm pretty sure that Alex has a very low chance of whipping from this point. He's seeing 2 cards per every creature. He has 2 creatures in hand, and at least half his deck, I believe, is a creature. So
half his deck is a creature.
You know,
that's a lot of cards for 1 creature.
Very funny. So,
I mean, I thought so.
Yeah, that's fair.
So he's probably hoping to close the game out with Craterhoof since he's netting plenty of mana.
So Alex trying to figure out if he needs to keep going, and apparently the answer is yes.
All right.
Because he's trying to make the Craterhoof Behemoth big enough to OTK on its own. Wait, no. If he plays the Craterhoof, then it's lethal. Because don't both the Nettle Sentinels not have something? No, he put both of them in play this turn. Never mind.
Both of them, really? Could have sworn one of them was the last turn. I could be wrong. Okay. I guess that works.
Alright, so we got that lethal. That was pretty neat to watch.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah. Showing off Shoal's real potential here. Like, the deck just looks so strong in all the games we've shown. Like, he's like played a land and then like cast some spells that let him draw more spells. Like, it's a really good control deck.
Yeah, with all that interaction that he has to keep all these fast combo decks in check. Yeah, you always know when Shoal has the potential to win next turn.
Yeah.
And you also always know when it doesn't.
Yep.
So
that allows the person who's playing against it to really like set up their turn in a way that puts them the farthest ahead or keeps them the safest, depending upon the situation.
So what are we expecting sideboarding to look like here? We can see the sideboards.
So I imagine from Alex's side, we're just going to see the 6 discard spells. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Go and take out all the stuff. From Harley's side, I don't know. I guess we might see the Mindbreak traps because of how this deck functions. And I'm not sure.
Yeah, Mindbreak trap seems fun actually.
If
you probably don't need the Spell Pierces. So maybe you don't. There's
the Spell Pierces hit the discard spells, the Scroll Clamps, the Green Sun Zeniths, and the Glimpse of Natures.
Okay. Yeah, the Spell Pierce seems fun. You probably don't need the Dig Through Time.
Yeah. Oh, the Pyroclasm definitely comes in.
Yeah, Pyroclasm is great here.
Yeah, Pyroclasm, a real strong card. So we're just gonna kind of see Alex taking the classic Legacy Elves approach to sideboarding, which is bringing in a bunch of discard spells against the combo deck, and then the combo deck just bringing in some form of creature interaction.
What are your thoughts on Essence Ward in this matchup? It really makes you invulnerable to the attack for 10, right?
No. Be
I
quiet.
mean, you can't possibly lose to the attack for 10.
I stop talking.
All right.
So, I feel like Harley should be favored in this matchup.
That's kind of what I think too. Although I've not been particularly impressed by his performance thus far.
I think the thing is that just Elves, while it's a slower deck, its average draw is going to be Harley's average draw, because Harley's average draw is probably looking so far like turn 4 with if the opponent has no disruption.
Yeah.
Whereas Alex can turn 3 through disruption. So that's not great for Harley.
I mean, Harley can turn 2.
He can, but we're talking about average draws here.
Can Alex actually turn 2? Is that actually a thing that can do?
I feel like it can, but I'm not for sure. I'm pretty sure with the nut it can win on turn 2, but it has to be the nut.
Yeah, and it might not even always be correct because you're more likely to, like, with the nut, you also have the top 7, 8, 10 cards in your deck also have to be the nut.
Yeah.
For you to draw with your Glimpse of
That,
Nature,
or you could
right?
just set up a more reliable turn 3, which is probably
Yeah.
what you want to do a lot of times, unless you're worried about some type of Pyroclasm or the opponent winning the next turn. Alex's hand looks really awkward. And Harley's hand was apparently a no-lander, so we're going to see
Alright.
2 mulligans here.
Who does mulliganing favor?
I don't know.
It can favor a deck.
I feel like Alex's deck mulligans better because Harley's deck, while it has all this like filtering, it still needs to see 1 of 8 cards plus 1 of 4 cards and then 1 of 4 cards again.
Yeah. Although, how many lands is Alex running? Because with a deck like Pauper Elves, where you're just playing 12 forests.
He's
or,
definitely
like,
playing a
13
small amount of lands.
Um,
I'm not for sure the exact amount, but it's definitely not a huge amount of lands.
Yeah.
Shuffle, says Rooster.
So it's kind of easy for Elves to just go the mulligan, never see a land and die.
Yep. And it looks like they're both keeping at the 6.
All right.
So hopefully we're going to see something resembling a real game here. And we get to see Alex's hand right off the bat. It looks like 2 lands and a bunch of elves.
Pretty reasonable.
He can turn to put out a lot of creatures.
I mean, not that many creatures, and
He can put all the creatures in his hand and play.
Will he even do that though? Because then Glimpse just doesn't win. Is he gonna go for the I'm going to attack you for 4 turns and then you die, or is he gonna go for when I draw a Glimpse I kill you right away?
I'm not for certain. Like he's also leading on the turn 1 Nettle Sentinel, which means he's
planning on doing some more beating down.
Yeah.
Also, just does not think he has any possibility of drawing Glimpse next turn.
Yeah.
Not that he would be casting Glimpse next turn.
Although I think that it turns out the same as far as mana. And next turn we'll probably just see him put down. He might just put down 2 creatures and not his entire hand. So that way he has something left for the Glimpse win, but he also has the ability to win through the fairway.
Yep. Yeah, with the second land,
yeah.
it does do same amount of mana on turn 3 regardless.
And one coincidental thing that Harley gets out of this matchup is that the thing he runs to make his Glimpse better just happens to wrath Alex's board if Alex goes in really hard but doesn't have a win, because Blasphemous Act is going to wrath the board a lot of the time.
It's true. That is pretty sweet.
Alright, so
doing work.
We did see the Mind Break get brought in, and we saw the Glimpse of Nature get met with a Mind Break.
So Harley is under a reasonable amount of pressure. He's dead in 3 turns, I think.
Yeah, it's 3 turns currently. It can easily become 2 turns.
Yep. But Alex has definitely given up on the Glimpse win at this point.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
But holding any cards doesn't guarantee the Glimpse win, and slows his clock down by at least a turn, depending on how many cards he wants to hold back.
Yeah, he needs to figure out a way to win, and sometimes since you're only running 4 copies of Glimpse, you have to take the fair win. And right now, Alex just had his entire board wrath, and he only has a 1-1 left afterwards. So
yeah, not looking great.
I think that Harley might be able to pull this one off.
I have a hard time imagining him not winning from here.
Yep. And I imagine
he could always just never see the combo, but
yeah, that's entirely possible because his deck is pretty reliant on that combo to win.
Yep. John Online? 22?
John Online, 22. Thank you for follow. Thank you for getting there. I paused for some reason. I'm sorry. That's not what you followed for. You followed for quality content. That's a lie. You didn't. Alright, so
a pause done well can be quality content.
yes.
The artful pause. That was not an artful pause, by the way.
No, it was not.
It could hypothetically have been.
Also, this is the most. Both decks are just doing the absolute slowest thing that they can do.
So Harley just doesn't have the combo at the moment.
Yeah. Alex cast in a green something that's on 3.
What does that get?
He might just be getting the Shaman of the pack.
Guess that does speed his clock up by 2 turns? Yeah. Yeah, no, he's just dead in 2 turns.
Yep, and Sebastian will be up next, running Esper Fairies.
Against me?
No, against Michael.
Okay.
You're here
I am here.
for the next.
The next match, I think.
Yeah, the next match, and then you're out there playing against. You will be playing against Sebastian just the match after.
All right. So we're running the back-to-back one player playing.
Yep.
Twice.
Yeah, it's something. It's a plan.
It's got to be stressful for some of these players, man.
2 matches.
Yeah.
Stressful.
2 matches in a row.
It's not that
2
stressful.
short matches. So there we saw the Blasphemous Act doing
The Blasphemous Act leaving Alex with 2 lands, no permanents, and then a mental misstep taking out the Skull Clamp.
It did leave Harley with no threat, but at this point...
So at this point, they're both just trying to draw a threat, and Alex has a higher amount of threats in his deck.
The thing is, I mean, apparently Harley needs both the threat and the combo piece. Because the threat takes a while to win without the combo piece.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty good.
He drew a 1/1.
That drew a card.
Yep.
Land, not great.
Thoughtseize. Okay. It took the
That's
Blasphemous
another
Act.
Blasphemous Act. Alright.
So Harley is down to 2 Blasphemous Acts left in his deck and is facing down a 2-turn clock.
Alright. Harley not favored here.
Not even close to favored. So I'd like to point out, this is the game that we get to see Harley literally take almost all of Alex's permanents twice and put them in the graveyard.
Yeah.
And he's still losing.
Handily. That is remarkable.
Anyways, if you don't play No Band Modern, don't play that deck.
I mean, I thought it was supposed to be a good deck. Harley thought it was supposed to be a good deck.
Everyone thought it was supposed to be a good deck.
Oh, Silence is pretty good.
All jokes aside, I think the issue is just the deck has an issue with consistency, and this format is fast enough that decks that have an issue with consistency get punished for it.
Yep.
So, we are going to get to see a matchup that has no combos, though. Esper Fairies versus Colorless Eldrazi. And go ahead and let them know who's up.
That's Michael and Sebastian, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing that.
Huh? Sebastian, Elspeth's time. Alright. So they're going getting moved around, and he's playing Fairies because apparently it's a list that did well in one of the few tournaments that have been played in this format.
So we should see exactly what we mean by Fairies here, because it's not the Fairies you might expect. If we can pull up the list.
Alright, we're gonna get a list pulled up. He's also running Stoneforge Mystic package.
Yeah.
Which that makes sense if you're running this fair Esper deck that's based around creatures. You want to have your Esper you want to have your Stoneforge Mystic to get your Battle Skull and whatever equipments you may or may not want.
But this is a meld of archetypes that we've never seen in any other format. This is not like a port from Legacy or a port from Modern. This is a Legacy deck combined with a bad Modern deck.
The only fairies I know of that he has for sure are Spellstutter Sprite and Bitter Blossom. And Click.
Yeah, Click's pretty solid.
Okay, we at least know of those fairies within his list. So he does have a sub theme going on.
John is my worst match. I was not looking forward to our game.
So, in our experience, it looked like your worst matchup was your own deck.
It did fumble. Like, so against Kirby, I had the turn 2 kill, but I knew his hand, so I couldn't play the Ink Moth turn 1 like I wanted to.
Yeah.
Unless I hit a misstep, then it's still not great.
Yeah.
So here's the fairies list.
All right. So, all right. Well, we'll get back to that probably never. And from the fairy side, we have the Bitter Blossoms, we have Fatal Pushes, we have about everything you expect to see. Some Jaces.
The biggest reason to play the fairies, I think, is just how great Spellstutter is in this format.
Yeah, Spellstutter Sprite does hit a lot, and it looks like his only fairies are just the Spellstutter and the Vanillian Click and the Bitter Blossom, which is fine.
Just the one click? Two click.
Yep. And then from the Michael side, nothing too exciting there.
It's just Legacy Eldrazi without replacing the Legacy Soul Lands with the Cloud Coast package.
I messed up on that side. Alright. So
the weird thing about this deck is it doesn't really take advantage of the massive amount of mana that Cloud Coast can produce towards the mid game.
it doesn't, but it doesn't really need to. It has enough things to do. It's basically like Eldrazi-tron, only it has more consistency to it.
Except it's not like Eldrazi-tron. Eldrazi-tron's built to cast its Karns.
Yeah.
Michael just has the Eldrazi part of Eldrazi-tron.
That is fair. He's running the Eldrazi part of Eldrazi-tron, and then he's running things to keep the unfair decks that are so prominent in this format in check. And we're going to get and see a 3-ball thrown down a Trinisphere, and it's being met with a Spell Pierce.
Basically, Michael hopes to draw his he has like 2 packages of lands in his deck.
Yes.
He has the Eldrazi lands, and then he has the Cloud Coast lands. He wants to draw either a bunch of Cloud Coast lands at once or a bunch of Eldrazi lands at once. And
So-
then Basuba bridges the gap.
So I'm a little curious as to why the Spell Starter fight was left up. I guess the Spell Pierce makes sense, but there's an
Spellstarter's Sprite's really bad in this matchup.
Spell Starter's real bad, and I kind of like getting that Bitter Blossom down, but
Yeah,
I think it is brutality.
is that Brutality?
Brutality's also pretty bad in this matchup.
I'm pretty sure that's a Bitter Blossom. That's definitely a Bitter Blossom.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I would have definitely cast Bitter Blossom there.
Yeah.
Alex, can you confirm about what he said? He thinks fail, but yeah, but is the other card a better blossom?
The other card is definitely a Bitter
It's
Blossom.
definitely a better blossom though. Collective Brutalities are completely different.
So Sebastian just ran out the Spell Stutter end of turn.
Yep.
Bob, Bitter Blossom, Collective Brutality, aren't they all the same
I
card?
didn't have a, or actually I didn't have a card about this, and I realized we were talking about Bitter Blossom and not a...
So confirmed is a Bitter Blossom.
Because it is currently sitting in play.
a-
About to
Yes.
do Bitter Blossom thing.
So we got another Thought Knot coming down, it looks like.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Playing on a pretty huge clock here. And Sebastian just kind of throwing down his hand like, yeah, you got me. This Spell Pierce not doing anything.
None of these cards really are doing anything here.
Alex,
Sebastian's going to need to find a Stoneforge to win this game, I would imagine.
yeah, Sebastian's deck just looking real silly right now.
So yeah, you used to have Brutality handy because like, are those
Yeah.
not good enough, or do you want the other one?
Turns out Collective Brutality looks nothing like Bitter Blossom, and we're already at
Those in the background were trying to decide whether or not that Bitter Blossom was a Collective Brutality or not. And they look nothing alike. So right now, Michael has access to 7 mana, it looks like.
Yes.
Now Sebastian just can't win, right?
Yeah, I don't think Sebastian really doesn't have very many catch-up mechanics in his deck, and at this point, he needs to catch up because that's a lot of power.
Who should be playing Splinter Twin?
That I don't know who should be, but
I mean, everyone should be.
I am really disappointed not to see a Splinter Twin within the docket. Like,
Yeah, I was going to play it.
like,
I was going to play Punishing Twin.
if I was playing today, I would have thrown together a Grixis Twin list because I just want to play Grixis Twin. I was gonna have a spicy Grixis Twin list as well. It wouldn't be a good one; it'd be a spicy one. No.
So Thoughtseize, Detention Sphere, Supreme Verdict. Kind of the cards that are fine.
Do I tell Michael how to board, or do I let him do it on his own?
From Sebastian's deck.
All right. So he could also bring in. Yeah, I think just the Path Exiles. What you said, and then.
Oh yeah, and Path. I think you're bringing Path.
From Michael's side, you have Ratchet Bomb, Sorcerer's Spyglass, Thorn of Amethyst, Warping Well, Leyline of the Void, and all his stuff. I'm not.
Warping Whale seems fine. Not great.
Warping Well seems kind of medium.
Yeah.
What does Spyglass hit in this matchup?
All of the equipment.
Never mind.
And fetches if he wants to RKO from nowhere.
Sorcerer's Spyglass, apparently good.
I would board in all his stuff.
And all his stuff's also like.
Yeah, Ratchet Bomb's gas too.
So we're going to see Ratchet Bomb brought in, and then there's some conversation about whether or not Sorcerer's Spyglass and all his stuff should be brought in.
Probably just wants to board out some of these, like Matter Reshaper doesn't do that much.
Yep.
No. Endless One.
Endless One doesn't even less.
Endless One, there's 3 in the main. I would keep in Reshaper over Endless One.
Yeah. I cut Transfers because Sebastian's deck's already so close to 3 mana.
Yeah, I don't like Transfer is pretty medium.
I like Chalice without that.
So, who do you think is favored in this matchup? Because after that game, it feels like Eldrazi's pretty favored. I have to imagine.
Who was on the floor?
Yeah, Lapis Rabbit. I strongly disagree with that. That posture from Wizards. I think Twin is clearly better for the format and not as good. That's
I agree a lot with the statement as well. Twin definitely should have been unbanned, and Jace is fine, but like I feel like if you're gonna unban a 4 mana card, Twin is just not as good as Jace in general.
Just imagine a format with Twin and Bloodbraid Elf.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, that would be way better than having Jace.
Yeah.
The main thing is just Twin is a 4 mana enchantment. Like, it's a 4 mana aura that can be easily, like, you can kill the creature in response, you can counter it. There are so many ways to disrupt it. If your deck can't disrupt it, that's your own fault for playing a deck that can't disrupt this, derpy combo.
Yep.
Connor.
Connor.
Argument about Dredge last week, where I'm like, if you're not respecting Dredge, you deserve to lose. Well, you're just making that point for Twin.
Twin is more reasonable. Twin.
I mean, there's a lot more ways to interact with Twin than just every deck.
So the problem with like Dredge is you can only interact with the specific cards, whereas with Twin you're like if you have removal spell, if you have counter spell, if you have discard spell, if you can win before turn 3.
The other argument is like Twin wasn't around when Push was around, and so many decks run Push.
Yeah, like
okay, I'll enchant. Okay, fetch, push, dead.
Yeah, Fatal Push being another removal spell that just cleanly kills the Seabark Arc just makes it so like Splinter Twin is not that good. Like I think if it got unbanned, it wouldn't even see play. That's a lie. It would see play.
Yeah, that is totally incorrect. Yeah.
I can definitely name at least.
It would be a staple archetype.
I can name one person in this room that would be immediately playing the deck, and another person in this room that would be immediately hating the deck.
I would be immediately wishing I was playing the deck. I might not actually play it, but I would certainly want to play it.
Never want to play against Jeskai because that is even more miserable than Jeskai Control. Jeskai Twin is abysmal.
For Affinity?
Yes.
Yeah.
Grixis Twin is also.
I mean,
not
wishing
good
I
for
was playing with the deck.
I can beat Grixis Twin. I could never beat Jeskai.
Yeah, but Grixis Twin still kind of just always won that. Like won that one a lot.
Yeah.
In my experience, as someone who played a lot of Grixis Twin. Alright, so they're both on a mulligan 6, and it looks like Michael has the Chalice, and I think Essia Vesuva plus Cloud Post, but I'm not for sure. No, that's an Ayavugan, Cloud Post, and some other things.
It's like a Reality Smasher was in there.
Reality Smasher was the Scry to top.
Thought it might also have been in his hand, but I could be wrong.
We're about to see, aren't we?
That's Eldrazi Mimic.
So his hand is Ayavugan, Eldrazi Temple, Vesuva plus Cloud Post, and then we have an Eldrazi Mimic.
If Sebastian has the second hand attack, he can just take the Mimic and then take the Chalice next turn. I mean, you assume Michael didn't keep a Simian Spirit Guide on the top.
Yeah. Still just taking the Chalice to be safe, though.
Well, I mean, he might not have the second hand attack.
Yeah.
There's also a strong argument for taking out Mimics on the draw.
Yeah. So, Michael gets to cast a 0-mana Mimic, which is pretty powerful.
Yep.
He does not have that much follow-up at the moment.
And it does look like Sebastian does have what he wants to have on turn 2 in the form of a Stoneforge Mystic. And that's a really powerful card to have.
Yes, that is the key to this matchup.
Yeah. Putting down the Batter Skull. Putting down the Batter Skull just kind of gets him really far ahead.
I think he also... What?
It looks like he's instead getting Umezawa's Shite, which I don't entirely agree with here.
No, there's no way that can be right.
And now he's getting attacked for 4. And the next turn he's getting attacked for 14.
He doesn't even have any way to attack with the...
What's the other?
Oh.
He has Smasher.
He doesn't have a way to cast Smasher next turn. How does he cast it next turn?
Oh, they're tap lands.
Also, that's a Reshaper, not a Smasher.
That's a little worse.
Yeah.
The fact that that's a Reshaper and not a Smasher gives Sebastian probably more of a chance to actually make this Jit work.
Yeah.
But I don't...
I think that the Batter Skull would have just been better there, though.
Batter
Yeah.
Skull is a lot better. The deck has a hard time beating it. Plus you can thought not it out. Or Felisa, because Felisa wins everything.
So now Sebastian's in the tank about whether or not.
Sebastian also this turn tapped out of being able to activate a Stoneforge. I mean, next turn he can just play the equipment and then equip it and attack, but what in the world is he... I mean, attacking just puts 2 counters on the equipment.
He is holding up a Path Exile, though.
That's true. That is also true. Blocking is a thing that card can do, although I haven't seen it done much.
Alright. So, going ahead and seeing Michael throw down the 1-mana Matter Reshaper.
Mana burn.
Yep. Going ahead and making his Eldrazi Mimic a 3/2, and his other minion is a 4/4, so that's 7 damage, which is pretty solid right now. But I imagine we might see a Path to Exile.
Yeah, that seems correct. Does Michael not have any wastes?
No, there's no base.
He did. And looks like Michael's kind of fizzling out, and meanwhile, Sebastian doesn't really have a huge way of capitalizing on it. Like, once he gets that...
If you had a Batter Skull.
Yeah, once he gets the Umezawa's Jite going, then it's going to be good for him, but right now it just kind of looks a little mediocre. Pretty sure the top 3 cards of his library are 3 lands, which is an easy shit back and shuffle. Trying to find something a little better.
Like maybe a Batter Skull? That would just be the best card. Oh god.
Only there was some way he could have gotten a Batter Skull into his hand.
Yeah.
He drew an Engineered Explosives.
Not amazing.
That's why I don't like killing.
That card
Actually, really bad. The Engineered Explosives
that
does
card
very
is
little.
so medium right now.
Did he? I hope he didn't board it in.
He did.
Yeah, his Chalice and Endless One.
Okay, that's fine.
Alright, so now Michael has access to another Reshaper, and he also has a Walking Bliss in his hand for later down the road.
Ballista is not bad.
No, Bliss is pretty solid card. Now I get to swing for 6 with his Matter Reshaper and his Eldrazi Mimic.
Just imagine a Batterskull here.
Batterskull
Michael's
would be
just
so good.
so far behind.
Yeah.
Said Sebastian's going to be able to put a Jit in play, I guess.
We've seen Michael having a thought up, we grab the card to choose while Michael is on the
Yeah, that's how you play around Thought Knot.
Alright, so we're going to get to see the Umezawa Jite put in. Get equipped, and then
only had living weapon.
I don't really know. I guess his plan is to
I mean,
attack
if it
in.
did, it wouldn't do anything.
Once you
Or
Batterskull,
trigger to get like Blood Artist trigger.
revolt trigger from your push.
Yeah.
So, going to see an attack from Sebastian. This attack will give him 2 counters, which means he can go ahead and kill that Eldrazi Mimic. And he is going to lose his Stone Forge Mystic, of course, which is... Yes. So he has the ability to kill 1 Matter Reshaper plus 1 Eldrazi Mimic, which he needs
Imagine
to
he
do.
wants to do that, yeah. Oh, man. So he's dead. I mean, he has a path, I think? Or he needs to cast removal spell here,
Yes.
but he's dead.
Alright, so
Alright.
get to see another 2-0 here.
Man. Well,
Easy format. Alright, so now we're going to get to
it's
see...
really easy for Michael when Sebastian doesn't play correctly.
Yeah, that's fair. That Batterskull would have changed things.
It really would have.
I don't know. Yeah, I would have thrown it like last week.
Against Batterskull.
Arguably take out Mimic.
So I'm about to leave
Commentary.
and go get in front of camera.
And I believe that we're getting... Are we getting Harley? Who we getting?
I believe Harley is the plan.
Alright. Try to, like, make as little static
Get there,
with
Harley.
the mic. Don't throw the mic around. When you,
What do I do with it?
you put it on you.
What am I gonna put it on?
So that way they can hear you.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm telling you what to do. Just do the thing. Harley is a big man. He is trying to figure out how to put this thing on him. He does not know how a lapel mic works.
Am I good?
You're solid. And he didn't turn it off, right?
I don't know if he turned it off or not.
Yeah, you good. Yeah, you good. He didn't turn it off. Alright. So who do you like in this matchup, Harley?
Depends who does what.
Okay. Quality content from Harley as always.
Like, so if Sebastian plays correctly, it's a different story. In theory, Sebastian's favored. He has a lot of flyers.
Yeah.
Do we have Caleb's list?
I believe we do. They're pulling up right now. Like, it does feel like, in theory, Sebastian can pull this one
Dex gas,
off,
right?
but I don't know. It just depends on how fast Caleb can go and what disruption he has for what Sebastian is doing, because Sebastian's deck has a lot of cards that are kind of derpy. So
Thoughtseize messed up. So he has a lot of hand disruption too, and
Yeah.
Bob's. Bob's are gas.
he has 7 discard spells, some Inquisitions, mental missteps.
The match is honestly, I think it's kind of 50-50. Like, Sebastian has a lot of flyers and a lot of disruption. If he can get down the early disruption and some spell stutters, he's golden.
Mhm.
And then he keeps making 1/1 fairies. Like, and Caleb can't beat a 1/1 fairy a turn.
That is correct. He doesn't actually have a way to remove a 1/1 fairy from the board, so Bitter Blossom can just be his hard counter, which is hilarious. And sideboarding changes things a little bit, but we'll get to that later. So, alright, I see a Mental Misstep, a Fetch Land, and some Unknowns in Caleb's hand. And then from Sebastian's side, I see a Ponder, a Mental Misstep, some lands, and some Unknowns.
A couple fetches and a push, I think.
Yeah. In which case, that hand is fine. the push isn't great in this matchup, but like, oh well.
Caleb's on the play, so I mean, if he just has it he's got push, it's not the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, he has. It looks like his only non-land cards are push, ponder, and mental misstep. So Sebastian has a lot to do in the first couple turns, but at the same time, Caleb can very easily foil what he's doing by just putting down a very quick 20/20.
Yeah, being faster helps, and if Sebastian doesn't retort with some kind of flyer, he's out.
Yeah.
And then all the discard spell on the draw is a lot less
impactful.
Yeah.
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 All right, so I see a Hex Mage. I see an Inquisition question mark.
Dark Slick. I think that's a Chrome Mox. I think the far left's a Ponder or a Preordain. I think that's a Stage.
Can't tell for certain.
So the reason I don't like blue black is because you don't have access to all the fun stuff to go get your lands.
Right.
He's not playing Tolaria West either. That's less exciting. Tolaria West is also really slow.
Yeah, Tolaria West is a really slow option. So Sebastian went ahead and countered that turn one Thoughtseize. He picked up another mental misstep, it looks like, and has just lands left over at this point. He's after mental misstep.
Looks like
Ponder.
Yeah, and a push.
Yeah, but the push is basically nothing in this matchup.
It depends on if Caleb decides to lead with the Hex Mage.
Yeah, because if he leads out with a naked Hex Mage, then that Fatal Flush does get him.
Right. Like, Caleb perfect turn, top deck, Dark Depths, Chrome Mox. Never mind, it's gone.
Alright, so
you take the Hex Mage.
Gonna take the Hex Mage, and it's gonna leave Caleb with
nothing.
Kind of a junky hand.
Nothing.
Because that Chrome Mox at this point is just not there. He did pick up a Dark Cap, though.
Yeah. See, that's why I was saying next turn he had him with the 20/20 if he was able to Chrome Mox, play the Hex Mage.
He doesn't have a black card to exile for that.
Oh, that's sad.
Yep. That was an option. So, option that was mentioned is that he has the option to play Stage plus Chrome Mox, exiling Preordain, and then next turn make a 20/20, or you can just do what he's doing now, which is firing off Preordain. And it looks like Caleb is in the tank as to what to do here.
I can't tell what that is.
Nor can I.
So
it's a mental misstep. So that prevents Sebastian from getting him with any discard spells, which is good for him, except for Sebastian, of course, has another mental misstep if he were to draw into a discard spell. Do you like countering it out there?
No, my thought was I kind of like playing the Chrome Mox with the missteps. So the next turn you can just play your Dark Depths.
Yeah.
Right. So next turn, if he, I mean, it's a faster 20/20. But what are you really gonna misstep? If he thought seizes you, you have misstep Chrome Mox. What do you care about? If you really care about the Chrome Mox, why don't you just play it?
Yeah. So he has the option of making the 20/20 this turn. It leaves the 20/20 will be without defense because he will have to exile the mental misstep. So it's all whether or not he wants to risk losing to.
Well, no, what do you draw for turn?
Another Dark Depths.
Oh.
So do you think he's gonna go for it here?
You have a Dark Depths backup. I don't hate going for it.
I mean, you're not doing much else.
You're really not.
At the very minimum, you can just throw down the Chrome Mox and have the ability to do it, and then if you decide to change your mind, you don't have to commit to it. The format is currently unbanned, no ban list modern, which is going to be the format that's going to be played at the Roanoke Open here shortly. Yes, there is also the thing. We have a banner at the bottom that says the format every week that we are playing.
Is there a...
Kogan Ha, thank you for the follow, and good job on getting there. They are apparently looking for a Merit Lage token because Caleb came unprepared, but that's fine. Kirby, the person not playing Dark Depths, came prepared.
So, if Sebastian, I don't know what his hand is anymore. If he had gotten a flyer or a path, he's okay.
Yeah.
He got a Stoneforge, so now we know that he does not have a path.
And it's also like at this point,
Or a
what
flyer.
are you now representing? What is Caleb
There's
playing
no
around?
bluff. Yeah, you know you got. Okay, now you get the Butter Skull. That's good. That's great.
I don't like playing the Stoneforge there from Sebastian's side. Like, you don't have a way to interact with the 2020.
Yeah, I would just leave the 3 up because you represent. Yeah.
Okay.
Push. You represent push.
So, alright. So, Caleb got there. And
Really?
What?
No.
Alright. So, Caleb can now bring in some Dispels, Duresses, Inquisitions, Spell Pierces. Are these the things? Bantu's less reckoning?
I like Spell Pierce. Let me see what he's got in the main. Only 2 map. That's kind of weird. Ponder Preordain, Thoughtseize. What do you take out? Like, if he's on the draw, I could see cutting some number of Inquisition. I'm not stoked about it. If you're on the draw, you could cut out Speed and get rid of Chrome Mox.
Yeah. If you're going for a longer game, the Chrome Moxes are an easy cut.
Dispel seems fine. Spell Pierce seems fine, and there's an argument for Bantus to get cute, but you might not want to be cute.
Yeah.
Sebastian has another path, which is good, obviously.
Yep.
Spell Pierce. Rest in Peace doesn't matter because he's not on green.
Yep.
Stunning doesn't matter. D-Sphere is too slow.
Like, you think
it's worth it?
Because you can Spell Stutter Spray untap do it. Like, because he has Spell Stutter Spray, so you can ways to remove it.
Yeah. So, the argument for the Detention Sphere is that if Sebastian's able to put down a flying blocker to survive the first attack, he can just exile it the next turn.
I could see Sebastian taking out Jitte and bringing in Feast and Famine.
Okay.
It gets around everything on his, and then it represents more mana for him.
Yeah.
So, like, he can effectively just keep attacking, doing more damage, and keep mana open to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can chump for days because it's a black Merit Lodge.
We also, at this point, have realized that Sebastian does not know the appropriate timing for an Umasamas Jitte.
Correct. We just get rid of it from the deck, and then you can only get Batter Skull, and you're right all the time.
Alright.
So I don't know if he cuts push. I don't like it as much because you're only targeting Hexmage, and in theory, Caleb should only be playing Hexmage when he has the clear to Dark Depths.
Dark Confidant.
I guess there's Bobs.
But he didn't see the Bobs, and at this point they're both playing blind, so...
Right.
It's totally whether or not Sebastian is assuming there are Bobs, and then if he does assume that there are Bobs, if he thinks they're worth leaving the pushes in for. Jace is also feel really slow in this matchup from his side. Oh yeah, it does. I forgot that Jace also kills Merit Lodge, which is neat and just does what Detention Sphere does, but better.
Yeah, if you have the clear to play Jace, then that's probably going to be what wins you the game. Like, if you're turn 4 playing Jace, you have no way to make a Merit Lodge, then, you know, next turn he makes a Merit Lodge, okay, he's done. If he has the setup to do it the turn after that, do it on his end step, where he can't bounce it with Jace, he's still got a free Brainstorm with Jace to find more punishment.
Yeah.
So like I don't mind if it's only 2 Jace, I don't mind it.
So I made that statement, but I forgot how good that Jace the Mind Sculptor is in general, which is why he's in the no ban stream.
Just play mono strip mines.
Mono strip mines.
Yeah, you can't get kicked out. Nothing's
banned.
Nothing's banned.
I said that earlier, but apparently Caleb disagrees.
Oh.
And Sebastian's hand looks fine. I think I see some disruption in the form of like discard and path and a Jace.
I don't like Jace opener, but he has path, so I mean that's fine. He has to play around Caleb's own missteps.
Yeah.
Which he did see. And he has. And he has Thoughtseize.
Okay. Alright, so we're seeing the preordained turn 1 instead of the turn 1 discard spell. Makes sense. You're not really worried about what Sebastian does on turn 2.
I would be. Yeah, if I was Caleb, I'd be worried
yeah.
about Bitter Blossom, so I would turn 1 Thoughtseize.
I don't know this format. I'm sorry.
Well, this is just
Bitter
regular Modern 101.
Is it?
You know he's on fairies. I think he knows he's on fairies.
You know he's on fairies, but like it's not usual in the way that like your deck just gets hard countered by a 1/1 fairy token. Like that's not something.
Feels bad when you lose the token.
Yeah.
1 token per turn is the hard counter.
Right, and it looks like Caleb picked up a Distraction Probe, so we get to see a hand of Bitter Blossom, Path Exile.
So next turn he gets the Bitter Blossom, and then how do you beat it? How do you beat 1 fairy a turn? Oh, and then next turn 2 fairies a turn.
If he brought in Bantu's Last Reckoning, he can beat it.
Sure.
Then there's still the issue of the Path to Exile.
Wait, what do you... Oh yeah, he didn't take anything because he probed.
So, curious to see how Caleb goes from this point. And even if he had even if he had cast the discard spell, Sebastian does have 2 Bitter Blossoms.
That is true, but I mean,
like I think it was still correct for him to discard spell.
Yeah. Caleb just realized he can't be Bitter Blossom.
So Caleb's apparently looking at his hand, contemplating how he cannot beat this 2-mana enchantment. He apparently does not believe he can.
I mean, yeah, you are. You are just dead.
Yeah. Oh man, when you're playing the Dark Depths deck and you concede turn 2, because your opponent casts this Fair Enchantment.
So if his hand was 1 Bitter Blossom, then Caleb would have just lost to himself. But 2 Bitter Blossom with Bitter Blossom backup's pretty gold.
Yeah.
But this is where Sebastian wants to be. Turn 1, do whatever. Turn 2, play Bitter Blossom. That's what Fairies wants to do.
Yeah. And especially in this matchup where it just cuts off Caleb's main way of victory.
Yes. Fetch and see what's in your deck that can save you from the 1/1 Fairy Menace. Is it nothing? It looks like it's nothing. No, keep going. You want to see the rest of your deck.
I'm pretty sure he didn't bring in the Bantus, and that's the only conceivable way that he could win. So he can take the second Bitter Blossom.
Okay.
Instead, he chooses to take the path.
Okay.
And that means that he can get the 20/20 down.
I don't... Like, Sebastian's going to deal 1 per turn to himself, plus extra Bitter Blossom for value.
Like, at this point, Sebastian is just very
Did he say
far
pass
ahead.
turn?
Yes.
Why? Oh, he's gonna click him.
He's going to click him.
That's less exciting still.
That click's pretty good.
I want more 1/1 tokens.
We get to see Thoughtseize Mental Misstep, Vampire Hexmage from Caleb.
Wait, so did he Inquisition the path
Yes.
when he had a misstep?
Yes. Is there an issue?
No, this is fine. Just like, Caleb is on fire, this is fine. Blonde hair don't care.
And now he just has... What? Alright, so... Caleb just kind of, is doing something. Alright, so Thoughtseize being cast, taking the Jace.
Ooh-wee. The army of 1/1s.
Like, 1/1s and 3/1s. At this point, 3, 4. He can present lethal next turn.
Caleb's at 10. Like, yeah, I would just play the other or not. I guess that's fine. He has the backup, and
Now this does mean if this does give Caleb an out in the way that if he brought in the Fatal Push that's in a sideboard, he can Fatal Push that one Bitter Blossom token.
yeah, well, then he has to Fatal Push the one Bitter Blossom token. He's still dead no matter what next turn, because he can't end step a 20/20.
Oh yeah, he can't attack with it. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's how that card works. So yeah, he's dead.
The only thing that would save him here is Bontus. Yeah.
Yep.
If he brought in Bontus, which I have no idea if he did or didn't.
And then even if he did bring in the Bontus, he's still not winning.
No.
So we get to see Sebastian win with a 2-mana enchantment, and that's really all he needed there. Apparently, it's too good for that deck. So that being said, I have to feel that Sebastian might be favored. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's play draw dependent.
There's a lot of variables to it. Like, Sebastian doesn't have his hard counter to the deck until turn 2, which is Bitter Blossom. Caleb, in theory, should respect that with turn 1, you know,
Discard
spell.
Correct.
Also, like, I don't 100% know how he boarded. I don't mind the Dispels. I don't mind the Needle. Less exciting on the Needle, but it does stop a lot of what he does because Sebastian's not going to have Artifact Hate, and you could shut off Stoneforge and Jace. Maybe, I mean, if you fear the Mutavault Tar Pit. Bontus isn't the worst. It's not the best, but I don't mind it in this. It can get you that sweet, like, if the game goes too long, you can wipe the board and make the 20/20 on the end. You can make the 20/20 end step, wipe the board, kill you.
Yep.
Ooh. Also, he could just remove, you know, use Hexmage to start killing Jaces. Like the good old standard days.
Hexmage Kill Jace is a fun little thing you can do with that card.
Alright, everybody. Fix the format. Everybody play Hexmage. Punish those who bought those $150 Jaces with your 25-cent Hexmages. Are they 25 cents? They're probably less than that.
They're probably
50 cents? How dare?
Highway robbery. The 20/20 is a Merit Lodge token. It's created by the card Dark Depths. And Dark Depths is the land that this entire deck is based around. Basically, when it has 0 counters on it, it starts with 10. You make a 20/20 flying indestructible legendary creature token named Merit Lodge. I believe that we are trying to pull that up right now. It's in there. Right there.
I don't know who Gaming Gumshoes is, but you are not in me.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Further inspection will be needed later on.
Get the rubber glove. I'm allergic to latex. So hey, turn 1 discard spell.
Yeah, turn 1 discard spell, pretty good. So are they both on a 6 right now?
Yes.
It looks like. That's exciting.
Caleb, is he on Urborg? I forgot to even check on that.
I don't... Yes.
Yeah, there's 2. Okay. So he's not running much to tutor up the pieces that he needs. Like, there's 2 expedition maps. Since he's not on green, he doesn't have access to the to Sylvan Scrying if he really wants that. He's only running 2 maps instead of 4. He doesn't have Loam to dredge things back and just, vomit them back every turn and keep retrying.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no Into the North either. Which just, gets it for freezies too. I don't know. I'm not a fan of blue-black.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a thing. I thought it was all green-black.
It might not be a thing. It might just be Caleb made
Vintage has better blue cards.
Yeah. Also, standstill.
Standstill, great. Standstill, best still.
That's the only reason to play it.
Alright, we talking probe here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The 1/1 Flying Fairy Menace.
This hand is so overwhelmingly medium.
He's got a Thoughtseize. Like, he can at least take the Bitter Blossom and save some faith.
Yeah.
Then he's just got 2 Spell Stutters, which isn't the worst. Did he draw it?
No, that's not a Collective Brutality.
There we go. He learned.
He learned to take the thing that he cannot beat. Yes.
Yes, what, Nathaniel?
Yes, you would get the 20/20.
What would I get the 20/20 from?
So
What interaction are you referring to?
I'm referring to the question of if you play Dark Depths with Solemnity in play,
Uh-huh.
you would get the 20.
Okay. You can't
Without
just go,
counters.
yes. Can't just point and go, yeah.
I can.
You can.
The pointing is horrible
Yes.
for coverage. The snapping, probably not good for coverage. None of what I'm doing good for coverage, but that doesn't matter.
Long hair, don't care.
Long hair, don't care.
He has another Inquisition in hand, or a Thoughtseize.
That's an Inquisition.
Then 2 fetches and Dark Depths.
Yeah. So he's looking for
1 more piece.
one more piece, either the Thespian Stage or ideally the Hex Mage.
There it is.
There's the Hex Mage.
Fetch. Uh-oh, he's thinking. Okay, he stopped thinking. Oh, everything's everywhere.
Caleb should never play a deck like Dredge. You just have half his graveyard on the on the ground.
Great. We get Caleb to play Lance next week.
Mm.
We get Caleb to play Storm, and we just have his last name as Caleb S. His last name doesn't begin with an S, but he's basically Caleb Share.
See that one player, he has the Admiral for 15 cards and then drops his deck on top of his AS.
Alright, so you got an Inquisition, you see 2 Spell Stutter Sprites, and a Stoneforge.
I kind of like taking the Stoneforge.
Yeah.
I think he has the gas to make the 20/20 next turn.
Yeah,
In which case, that gives Caleb or Sebastian 2 turns to chump. Versus if he can land a Spell Stutter, and if he brought in Feast and Famine, make infinite block.
Yeah.
He's asking him if he bored and he does not have to tell you that information. Come on, Caleb. Ooh, Beyblade, let it rip.
I think Caleb just
Play
lost.
correctly, get punished. Suck it, nerd.
He's gonna attack with his first shrinking vampire.
Oh man. So is he gonna make? He makes a 20/20.
Whee!
Very good.
He's not just supposed to swing with a two-wing first string. Have the door swing there. You go in the base.
That's. I mean, Caleb has punched himself in the nads with life total, so I don't know if that really helps.
He has certainly done a fair amount of damage to himself. I wonder what Caleb's going for here.
I mean, Sebastian can fetch up whatever.
Okay,
Sebastian can count. Yeah, he can counter it. Okay, he realized it. Block with a token. And it doesn't matter, I guess.
Oh man.
Cast Sadness.
He did not realize that.
Another.
As a fairy.
Alternatively, he could have. Nah, yeah, never mind.
Like the Hexmage is just a free attacker.
The thing is, though, like, if Hexmage is still a free attacker, like, he's going to keep netting 1/1 flyers every turn, and, like, he'll take 3 damage turn with Hexmage and Fairy, and Caleb will take 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5.
Yeah, well, like, in a couple turns you can pop it, but
Yeah.
for a turn you can...
Caleb did not play during that era. He also does not know how Monty's Last Reckoning works.
Oh,
wait.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it has to resolve. Never mind. I don't know how resolving works. He got confused, and then I got confused. So I'm gonna, like...
Just cast it. Cast it.
Like, why would you
Cast it.
cast it?
Yeah.
Cast it.
Unless you have...
Have to count the number of fairies together.
Cast it. Cast it. Cast it. There you go. Protect that whatever garbage card is in your hand.
Yeah, might as well just go and get the extra fairy down as well. No, Caleb. Also, the last card in his hand is Path Exile.
Oh, yeah. Can't lose.
He's just not attacking.
Yeah.
Like, attacking does the same as holding it back. Because Sebastian has to block in.
There it is.
Yep. Alright, so Caleb lost that one. Now we're gonna have Michael versus Kirby. Yeah.
Mike Kirby? It's one person.
Kirby on the 4th side. Huh? We're gonna figure that out.
Ooh. I want Redemption with Affinity.
Okay.
I want
So-
to battle Kirby.
We normally do like 6 or so matches. We're probably gonna do 7 matches tonight, and the last one's apparently gonna be Affinity versus something.
Force. Your Force.
Alright. So that was fun.
Hmm?
I think.
Mm. And I keep Eldrazi sold. I don't know. So, like, my Affinity sideboard's a little tweaked for elves. Or not elves, but, like, the combo decks that play a bunch of cards in one turn. And there's Missteps side. I was running Nyx, but I haven't been impressed with Nyx in Affinity and some other decks. I don't know how... I didn't have time to brew it, but I do still think that some form of As Foretold hyper list could be gas. But I haven't had time to brew it. I don't have...
Gets a bunch of Rex Stages and goes long line.
Right.
And 4 decays. It's 3 Rexage Fortification.
Okay. So let's see. Kirby is running 1 Fulminator. That's neat. And I think, yeah, he is running 2 Ghost Quarter. So
Okay.
Kirby has more land hate than your average.
Fair.
Yeah.
So, how is this matchup?
It's Michael is much faster.
Mhm.
Chalice on 1 is pretty good. It's not amazing.
Yeah.
Chalice on 2 is good, but I mean, you know he's going to run decays, so it's still not the best. Game 2s get a lot better. Having access to Dust, Leyline, and like you don't. The downside to the modern version is not running a lot of land hate, so you can't punish them on their mana sources. There's no wasteland, so like you can't just punish people.
Yeah.
Like in Legacy, but Michael has the ability to go very fast, and with his top end on mana, being able to cast Ballista for a bunch is just great.
Yeah.
Kirby not on any Blood Moons is, yeah, not on any Blood Moons is rough, but I don't know if you want to go that route. You could very easily go that route with, you know, fetch up. Like it's super greedy to try to make sure. Like you could fetch up a swamp, play your Death Right, next turn Blood Moon. You're off green, but who cares? You have access to black.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grove is also rough. Yeah, they're fine to start.
Not sure who's on the start here, and I do imagine.
I'm pretty sure it's Michael.
Okay. Which one?
Huh?
Which one?
Michael. Oh, touche. Mikhail? So he has the ability to turn 1 Chalice, I think, which is just great. It would be very good to do.
Oh yeah, because he has a Cavern of Souls, he has an Eldrazi Temple. His hand's pretty solid.
He has an eye. He can. The downside is like unless he hits another land, he won't be able to cast his Thought Knot.
It also looks like he has 2 Eldrazi Mimics.
I see. I think no. Oh, I don't like this play. I don't like this play. But next turn he can, if he doesn't get Thoughtseize, which he will, he can Thought Knot and swing in for 8. But he is gonna get Thoughtseized, which is why I like Chalice for 1.
That is fair, but
yeah, he could get like an endless one and still get in there for 8.
like he has a lot of live draws. In worst case, he just does the thing he could have done on turn 1.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Yeah, so he can't cast the Chalice if he does that, but it lets
Then
him
he
hit
comes
for
in
6.
for 6. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
great. Like this deck is just. We can unban Eye. We should have unbanned Eye instead of Jace.
All right. So this start is really aggressive.
The other great thing about Matter Reshaper in this match is that Kirby has no way of exiling cards like Path.
Yeah.
So like here's Brutality. He's probably going to get a Mimic.
Wait, what? Okay, he said he was pitching Thoughtseize. Okay.
Yeah. He's pitching Thoughtseize. I'm assuming it's going to be. Yeah. There's no real reason to duress here.
Yep. And unless Michael just drew a land, so I imagine we're just gonna see the Chalice get played on 1.
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
It shuts off a good number of cards in his deck. He could name Ape and get cute. Yeah. Ape could be cute. You're not mana ramping. Like, if you top deck a Smasher next turn, it's relevant.
Yeah, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt you very much to put it on Ape.
But now he drew a 1-drop, and it's fine. But he has a K command, so he could make him discard Ape, blow up Chalice, less good. He could blow up Mimic and Chalice.
Mimic and Chalice feels pretty solid.
Yeah, you're going to take 3 next turn, and then you have to deal with the Reshaper.
You have to deal with the Matter Shaper, and just a removal spell isn't necessarily good enough.
Like, but you could also deploy the Ape Cavern, or if you need Ape Cavern, you can deploy the Ape that way. Is that another thing now? Not sure. Does that have another
Alright, and Kirby just throwing down his Tarmogoyf.
Mm.
Seems reasonable.
So 3/4, yeah. What's that? Another eye?
It looked like, yeah, it's an eye. Pretty bad draw.
I do like this play by Michael for that reason. Now you have a little extra mana. Again, though, if you had named Ape with Cavern, you could be cute, cast your Ape next turn,
Yeah.
and have more damage in.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those plays that seems really cute, but actually makes a lot of sense to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like,
You don't honestly even need Cavern on Eldrazi in this match, because he's not going to counter anything.
yeah, you aren't casting any colored Eldrazi.
That's great.
Yeah. That card's pretty solid.
He's going to K-Command destroy Mimic and Chalice in response with the trigger on the stack to the, what's the name?
The Mimic.
Yes. Yeah, Spirit Guide's not great anymore. You lost your window.
Yep.
Yeah. K-Command, kill Chalice. And then next turn he has a push backup for the Endless One.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure Kirby's just way too far ahead at this time.
Michael could top deck a lot of good stuff. He still has plenty of turns. If Michael also realizes once he gets the mana for Eye, he can just tutor up Ballista and just kill you.
I imagine he has to realize that.
Kirby could also that's good. That's good. Great.
It's real good.
Fair, fun, interactive. Like, he could top deck a Smasher next turn and just win, like, if Kirby doesn't leave anything back.
Yeah. So,
which I'm thinking he's thinking about respecting.
I think that he's probably going to take the more defensive play and just get in there for 5.
Yeah.
Because it just makes sense to do that.
And then that puts you at 1, so it's... He could be safe and leave the Goyf back, and that's probably too cautious.
I think that's far too cautious. You still need to put a good clock on.
Yeah, this is a 4-turn clock if he decides to go in with Goyf.
Yeah. He's really thinking about it. Okay. 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 Solid.
Do I need to channel my Abe and tell them to play faster?
Alright, he's just getting in there for 3. He's going for the super cautious play.
I don't hate.
Yeah. He picked up a Chalice there, for those who could not see.
Chalice for 1, that's fine. Like, I'm pretty sure Kirby's hand is Deathrite Push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puts on 1. If Kirby continues to play as cautiously as he is now, then Michael has plenty of time.
It gives Michael much more time to do whatever he needs to do.
Yeah.
Like, if he overextends, he's dead to a lot. If he plays too cautious, he's dead to a lot. So he needs to start going in with the Goyf.
Yeah. Because if he goes in with the Goyf, he has him on a 3-turn clock. Which is the fastest he can currently put him on regardless. So he's just going with Goyf this turn, going with Goyf the next turn, and then he can go in with the Bloodbraid and the Goyf in the final turn.
Unless he wants to be super cautious again. Only go in for 3. That's fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine, but like you're still giving him a lot of time.
It's a Reshaper. That is very much what he wants to have right now.
Yep. It's a blocker, and also
that nets you a card.
Yep.
And Kirby has no way of dealing with it without getting you that extra card.
Yep.
And all his 1-drops and lands are shut off.
Yep. So
oh,
this is a pretty
jeez.
ideal draw for him right now.
100% block. There's no reason not to block. You could take the 5 and get aggressive and try to
Yeah,
I want the extra card, which isn't bad. That's a lot of
2,
mana
4,
next turn
6.
if you top deck that Ballista. No. Warping Whale's not great, but it gets you a blocker. He doesn't need to make the mana. He has 2, 4, 6, so like
with one more mana to activate the thing.
That's true.
So relevantly, if Kirby, okay, Kirby's getting in with both. Never mind.
Hmm.
Mm.
He has to top deck something good here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna make a 1/1. The nice thing is, if he can get another blocker for the other Goyf, which he did not hit.
Right.
Oh no, those cloud posts now tick up to
6. So
6.
that's 6, 7. He would have enough mana to grab a
Reshaper.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he actually could have survived there.
He can make a thought off. He has 9 mana or 5 mana for an Eldrazi.
Yeah, because of Yeah, I don't like scooping there.
Yeah, I think that he just hastily saw the land and conceded it. But yeah, he definitely had a line of multiple things he could search up there.
None of them win the game though. He's just dead on the
He doesn't need to win there because all he has to do is like if he does tutor up a reshaper,
Oh, yeah,
that can.
Reshaper block.
But then like he has 9 mana with Cloud Post alone. You can easily tutor up Ballista or
Yeah, like
Smasher. Yeah. Something to note, Barty not complained, he mentioned not having Endbringers in this list.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know if Endbringer is correct or not. Endbringer does a lot of things.
Yeah.
Being able to stop whatever your opponent's doing, I feel like it's too slow.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some other people in the Eldrazi community talk about running 4i. I do not like 4i.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems aggressive and bad.
Yeah.
I do like. I haven't seen it happen yet, but Michael does have 2 gemstones for being on the draw.
Okay. That is neat to have.
The goal is turn one. So I see Trinisphere coming out here. Trinisphere is only good against really Bloodbraid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too much of a fan.
Yeah.
Ratchet Bomb comes in. You could try to get him with Spyglass, and he has Liliana's, you know that. You should know that. Actually, that's it. You could try to hitting his fetches. It's not the best, but you can hose him by just Spyglass Verdant if you see it.
Yeah. And if you do that on turn 1, there's a possibility of getting a really solid.
Jukin. Yes, I like Leyline to make his Goyfs infinitely small.
Yeah.
I think I'd try to fit in Leyline, Ratchet, Dust.
Mm-hmm. I see it looks like he's just bringing in Ratchet Dust.
That's fine too.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. I'm not for sure what Kirby brought in, but I know that one of those cards, at the very minimum, is going to be Fulminator Mage.
Yeah, I could see a lot of things coming out because of the speed and damage of this deck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't Grudge comes in, definitely. You want to get rid of Chalice. You want to get rid of. He hasn't seen it, but he should know that there. I don't say should know, but he might have an inkling towards Jitte.
Yep.
I think you should know.
Yeah, I don't want to say no, but you can't just know somebody's list. But at the same time, Jitte should be in there. Yeah.
There's Jit.
I
almost played Jit now.
I don't hate Skoos at all.
That's fair. It just gets bigger.
It's never gonna get smaller, and his only way, Ratchet Bomb gets better in a lot of ways, and Skoos gets better in so many ways. You're running a lot of things that just kill and don't exile, so just Skoos will get big. You can chump your own idiot. Skoos will get bigger.
Yep.
How does he deal with it? Only Dust and Bomb.
Yep.
It's the same concept with Batterskull. You don't have many ways of interacting with it.
So Michael was able to almost get there, though, even through everything. The deck didn't have...
Michael, I think, had that game had he done the turn 1 Chalice.
Yeah.
With turn 2 Mimic and then turn 3 whatever idiots. Also, the Mana Monkey late game might have... that would have saved him a turn or two.
Yeah.
The Mana Monkey, or he blocks with the Warping Wheel token in that turn, and or Tutor's Battery Shaper.
So I think he has 2 temples?
Yeah, it looks like...
Or it's a gemstone.
Oh, yeah, it's a gemstone.
So he has 3 mana. He has a Reshaper. which is great.
Yeah, Reshaper is a pretty good card in
I
this
do see a
matchup.
Fulminator. So, ooh, Cloud Post. That's getting better.
Place Cloud Post here again.
Or Glimmer Post.
Glimmer Post.
My fault. Yep.
And Kirby's probably gonna cast the Bob this turn, from what I can see. Bob just being generally a good card.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Kirby's debating on pushing it.
Just going and snapping that off.
Yeah. I mean, the risk of hitting. No, okay, he's not.
Yeah.
Let's say the risk of him hitting a Cloud Post is rough.
Yeah, because if he hits the Cloud Post, it's really strong.
Yeah, Vesuva is also pretty good. It still hits him at 5 mana next turn.
Yeah.
Oh, Ayavugan, so good. So he has Thoughtseize. He could play cautiously and play the Thoughtseize now. Michael does have Dust, which I like.
Yep.
Cautiously? Yeah, Smasher's fine. That is a gemstone. We got a reader.
Gemstone is an interesting card. I played it in Modern once.
Next turn, I like playing the Jitte.
No one knows what Gemstone does, apparently.
Oh, baby. There.
So in that matter shape, are we not with the goal of punishing?
Yeah. I still like playing Jitte. I don't know if you rep the eye now. It might not matter. You could just.
I think you save the eye, but
Yeah. Because he does have a Fulminator. I would not want that getting popped.
that looks like he agrees.
Yeah. And I would want to play the Jitte here. Because if Kirby decides to play Fulminator, pop your land, he wouldn't do that right away. He would probably save Fulminator for the next land drop. I do not like this play.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this. I don't see much logic behind it.
Jitte forces Kirby to interact with him more and maybe change up his next turn.
And it also, like, with 1 mana up, the 1 mana that Kirby's holding up, he doesn't really have an efficient way of answering it because he can't answer it till his turn.
He can push it on the end step, which again, it's Reshaper, so
he
it
can
nets
push
you.
Reshaper, but then there's still the Jitte.
That's fine because he wouldn't have any creatures to deal with,
Yeah.
but Reshaper could net you a creature. So I still like the Jitte. He's off by 2 to cast the Dust, but he's not going to get to cast the Dust the next couple turns because of the Fulminator.
Now, this is a dumb question that I don't know off the top of my head. Does Ayavugan say creature spells or just Eldrazi spells?
Colorless, is it creature?
On the
I think it says that's a colorless Eldrazi spells.
for which part reducing?
Reducing.
Reducing.
Reducing it, yeah.
The
Okay.
tutor is only for creature spells. Colorless creature spells.
The tutor can get any colorless creature, but the reduction specifically for that.
It can reduce,
It reduced us, yeah.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
The other keyword there is colorless, so if you decide to Painter's Servant, you shut off all of those Eldrazi lands. Fun fact.
Yeah, 'cause Temple also specifies, or... No.
Temple also says colorless Eldrazi creatures.
That's amazing.
So next time, you want to play Legacy locally, just bring in some Painters in your goofy little ant deck.
I'm actually throwing it.
Just Darkrit Painter Servant. Watch me fumble.
I'm actually
Darker Painter Servant attack.
Mono blue painter is a joke.
Ugh.
This is the next bullet.
So okay, he's got K command here, which can just hit both of his things. Yeah, I think he drew the K command. He can't know about that.
Yeah.
The other thing about firing off K command now is you can't yeah.
Okay. He's just firing off Fulminator Mage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like this play better. Again, Jitte would be on the field right now. You'd be getting in some counters. There's a Vesuva. That's not bad.
If the Jitte won't play, he'd go for the K command, but of course, Michael doesn't necessarily know that there was for sure the K command.
Right. But this is fine. He can hold. He can play the eye now, which I think's fine. I don't know if I like playing Vesuva because what do you copy? A 1-drop or a 1-mana or a 1-mana? I guess you want your 1 mana. You can gain 2 life. It's neat.
Gains 2 life, and then I guess
He can attack for 3. Maybe now he plays the Jitte.
definitely play you definitely play the Jitte.
Play the Jitte. It's fine. You know he has a K command. Like he's gonna use it at some point, no matter what. That's what they're talking about now. Like he knows he has K command. You got to make him have it. He can spin the wheel in Bloodbraid if he wants.
So spinning the wheel is kind of risky because the longer you leave the Jitte in play.
Kirby's been playing it safe, so I don't feel like he spins the wheel. But maybe this is where he puts his big boy pants on. Just kidding. No big boy pants.
Oh.
Yep. And then he's going to 2-for-1 here. Oh. Okay.
Okay, so this is kind of a risky play.
Hmm.
And he did not get punished.
Nope. It's not bad. Well, I mean, he still has K command, but do you K command the Jit or do you K command the Ratchet Bomb? Then you play the Eye.
Now, Kirby can't eat both the all those dusts in Michael's hand.
Yeah, he will lose 1 dust if he top decks. Oh, spin the wheel into Lily. Everything's fine.
And now he's thinking about what to discard. Yes, Michael's discarding the all stuff. So Kirby took an actually somewhat more aggressive line here, and
What is that?
that is a Thought Knot.
I do like me some Thought Knot, but it's not.
It's not very good right now.
Yeah. It exiles that K command that you know about.
Yeah. So it exiles it, and then it forces a minus from the Liliana.
Which will net Kirby an extra card, but then you save your All Is Dust. You're gonna guaranteed save your All Is Dust. Like Thought Knot's gonna go away no matter what. You can at least get rid of the K command while you're at it. So I like Thought Knot here, and make Kirby use the Liliana uptick.
Yeah. Instead, he's choosing just to hold it back.
I do not like that. It drew a pulse. I mean, that would have done nothing. It would have, no matter what, it would have died.
So I have to imagine we see K command destroy one of the 2 permanents in play, make Michael discard a card, up to Cleon, and make Michael discard last card.
Yes. That's true. Alex pointed out he could K command, bring back Bob, or I like bringing back Fulminator. He can't cast it this turn.
Like, just because the bomb is immediate value.
Is that another Ratchet Bomb?
Another Ratchet Bomb. I think you just hold it here.
Into the Lily.
Well, you have 2 cards currently.
Oh,
I think he's going to instep, blow up either Ratchet Bomb. He's probably going to blow up Ratchet Bomb, bring back Bob. I like bringing back Fulminator.
Yeah.
He knows he discarded the dust that he knew. No, Kirby knows about both dusts.
Alright, so he's throwing down the second Ratchet Bomb.
Get back Bob. Yeah, I do like getting back the Fulminator.
Yep.
Get Fulminator, but I would think to deploy Bob that turn, and then get 2 cards to fly him up.
I think Kirby's far enough ahead. He isn't worried about more card advantage. I think he just wants to shut you off.
He also still needs to close the game.
He has a Bloodbraid and a Lily. I don't.
Well, like the Fulminator also kind of closes the game because he just can't go late against the Eye.
Alright, so good. He ended up with getting a Dark Confidant regardless. And now Michael has 3 mana and is facing down 5 damage turn plus a Liliana at 6. and that Ghost Quarter, really good against the deck with no basics. Alright, swing 5, and that's lethal next turn.
So, of note, if he had cast that Thought Knot, the turn, there were a couple misplays on Michael's part. Had he cast Thought Knot, he would have gotten rid of the K command. You wouldn't have hit another Fulminator Mage.
Yep.
And one of your artifacts would still be alive.
Yeah.
I dropped the mic. I apologize for any noise.
It's fine. Yeah,
Everything's fine.
I think the Thought Knot would have given him a better chance of winning that game because he also could have realistically possibly gotten to that Allah's Dust. So, alright. We're going down to getting Alex and Caleb in there. Alex Elspeth.
Alright, so Caleb's on foreskin.
Yes.
See what he did there.
Do you see what he did there? Is that clever?
No.
Okay. And what do you want to play against with Affinity?
I mean, there's a lot I haven't played against with it.
Those are the 6 decks we have.
Yeah.
8 decks we have.
I was playtesting some with Sebastian earlier. The match feels kind of favored him. Debs seems like it'd be less favored against Caleb because I can just keep making. I don't know. I don't really care. Anybody who wants to play, I'll play a game or two.
Why don't we just have someone play that blue-red Delver list since that's the only other one we haven't had play?
That's fine.
Okay. So after this, our final round is going to be blue-red Delver versus Affinity.
Ooh-wee.
I think we're getting like a special commentator for the last match. I'm not for sure. Special on quotes. That first game was real close. That second game, not at all.
So my concern in the first game was the Reality Smasher.
Yeah.
I had to play the game of chicken of, okay, do I attack in and he just top deck Reality Smasher and kills me?
Yeah.
Or do I keep back Tarmogoyf just in case and give him more draws to get Reality Smasher to slow him?
So there were a couple misplays on his part. He could have turned one Chalice for one.
We just talked about that one. He definitely should have. That would have kept me off of the discard. Like, it hurt me right at the end with Deathrite Shamans.
Yes.
That's how I was supposed to grind out the rest of the game.
Right.
So.
There was something else with... There's something else game 1 I can't remember off the top of my head. Game 2, he could have played Jit a little early, and he had Thought Knot All's Dust when you had a Lily. He could have cast Thought Knot, got rid of your K command. Then that top decks you Pulse. You can still Pulse, hit Thought Knot, draw a card, and then Lily tick up to get his Allah's Dust. But it's better than just like letting the Thought Knot die anyway, and then having K command to recur Fulminator.
My big mistake there was I meant to grab the Fulminator out of my hand. That was the play for the turn, and I grabbed the K command.
Yeah.
So I sat there and thought about, hey, maybe I do want to play this.
So
and I decided, no. Fulminator was correct.
This match seems rough on Alex. He can ooh.
Okay.
Baby. Just kidding, not rough on Alex. He could. Oh man, I don't know what you take. You take a Skull Clamp. No, you don't take a Skull Clamp because they're not great in 2s.
Do you just take the Llanowar Elf?
It's not. Yeah, Llanowar is better than. Yeah, that seems very correct. Skull Clamp's not great in 2s. I mean, he could double equip it to that Nettle Sentinel if he wanted.
He could. That would draw him 4 cards.
Bring it up a little bit. Aerate it. 10.
Alex has the F6 token out for Caleb's turn 1.
I meant to ask you all if you brought that out.
Look what you did.
First, don't break things. Second, I was curious if you guys brought that out after the week of me playing KCI.
No, we've had that. It doesn't get a ton of use because like it's not the best for like on commentary just being like here's this F6 button. It's funny every once in a while, but like it's not the absolute best thing.
Well, you know how we proxied eggs, it would be a lot more relevant.
And then I'm glad we didn't proxy eggs.
I was close to doing it.
Like I'd start talking about like my week. I'd start talking about like anime suggestions.
Well, next time we do have eggs, I checked with Gail. She has a coloring book that we can borrow to hand to the opponent so they can color while they're waiting.
With real eggs, because like I don't think there's anything different you can do in like Sunny Side Up to make it like the one of Pyrite. What do you need more than just that? Sure, it's going to take forever, but like, do you need to add any cards to that deck to make it better or more consistent? Is triple blue for Whir great? Gets you a 0-drop, gets out of your deck, but how often are you going to have the triple blue?
Yeah.
When you second Sunrise, you do get back all your opals at the same time, so you don't get to float any extra mana. So like Whir doesn't seem great in that deck.
Mhm.
I was just trying when I was brewing about Second Sunrise, I was trying to figure out what you bring in, or what you honestly change from the old deck that was worse than top in Legacy, I guess.
Yeah.
He drew something sweet. He's talking about it. He's
I have to
thinking about
imagine
it.
if he loudly announced it, I have to imagine it's Heritage Druid. And Alex getting that correct.
It's gonna be Dywins. He's gonna untap, get an idiot. Next turn he can start drawing some cards. Ooh-wee.
You can start drawing a lot of cards, and Caleb has the Dark Depths and has the Vampire Hex Mage.
I don't know if that. Ooh, he doesn't have the second black to play the Hex Mage.
No, he does not.
Ooh, did we get some gas? Gasoline or Asoline?
That is gasoline.
Play the clamp. Give him the clamps.
Okay. So now Caleb's just gonna kind of sit back
and contemplate life as he always does. Why he did the things that he did. Who he wronged to deserve this. Yeah, him taking the land wars was correct. Oh,
okay.
That's the misstep. Not worried about the skull clamp.
That's actually that's.
You didn't know it's very correct.
Because
he can't net the mana. I think you attack here. Ooh, ripping him. All right.
Okay.
All right, man. You got the steps.
I think that Caleb gets it now. No,
there, he figured it out.
He figured it out. All right. So Alex is gonna try to win here, but
that's elf and something else. Oh, there's a heritage. Okay. That's pretty sweet. All right, we got a game. Alex can #get there. Ooh.
All right, 2 mana floating.
It's land and something. All right, Alex on speedball mode.
I imagine he's.
Oh, there it is. Look at that. Look at that speed.
Is he getting the Dryad Arbor here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
They're contemplating what he should have misstepped or saved another misstep for.
Yeah.
They were talking about if you were supposed to counter the Heritage or the Skull Clamp, since he had double misstep. What does double Heritage, or what does the Heritage drew in that situation versus double Skull Clamp?
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with, I believe it was Alex that said it, where it's like, the Heritage Druid, with what you know, doesn't really do anything, where one of the 2 Skull Clamps does something. Like, it feels like a really huge tempo play to take Alex off of doing pretty much anything that turn, but at the same time, now he gets to do this.
Yeah, draw 2 cards. There's a glimpse.
Did he draw a creature? Oh,
he drew a Dywins, which is also just great. I think he has to Dywins first. No, that does. That entered. Yeah, there we go. We figured it out. Caleb pays attention sometimes, not F6.
All right, so that means that Alex
has to Dywin.
Yep.
Yep. Then we get an idiot.
And right now his glimpse is not very good, but that's fine.
I don't still hate glimpse. Like, you can triple green here.
Like, I mean, it will be good, but first he needs to start clamping.
Right. So he has a 3. And then he has to spend 1 more to clamp to draw 2, which I feel like you should be able to hit a 1-drop. And there's a 1-drop.
Yep.
Just get rewarded. Yeah, that's what he said. Do that. Draw a card.
Yep. Float 3. Oh, that's a pretty good draw.
Yeah. What is it? I didn't see it.
Yeah.
A visionary. So we'll just draw more cards.
This is what this deck does. It draws cards.
So he has enough. I mean, he definitely has enough to where if he can either draw the Green Suns to Craterhoof, he's fine. Or if he can Green Suns to Shaman of the Pack.
Mm-hmm.
Depends how much mana. Oh, double Nettle Sentinel. I don't think Alex is going anywhere. Caleb again played kind of correctly.
Yep.
Got more than kind of punished. There's the Heritage Druid. There's Craterhoof.
Like Alex at this point.
Speed shuffling. Go get other Nettle. Draw infinite mana or have infinite mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just sorting. I mean, he's gonna. I think we're in scoop phase, Caleb. He cannot whiff.
Like the Green Sun Zenith should technically be in his library.
Yep, they're figuring out their mistakes. They're big boys.
Like it it doesn't matter here, but like that is such a common mistake for people just to like put the Green Sun in their graveyard.
Mm-hmm. You cannot draw a bunch of non-creatures in a row. Like, it is impossible. With this green spell, draw a card. You still have so much more. Yeah, look at that glimpse. I don't think you're gonna whiff, Alex. I think, did he float 3 green with that glimpse? I think he meant to. There we go. We're fixing it now. Big boys.
No, he did not fix it.
Oh, okay.
He just missed some mana being floated.
Yeah, it's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Draw a bunch of cards. Alex, you can't whiff. Quit lying to Caleb and getting his hopes up. He's been lied to enough in life. Do another glimpse. Do it. Do it. There we go. Just, yeah, Caleb scoop. Caleb scoop. Caleb scoop. You don't need the clamp here, but that's fine too. I think he's clamping away the Craterhoof win, unless he just wants to go for the ain't no kill like overkill.
Yeah, like he's gonna get that win. He does not need to clamp any further.
He does not need to clamp anything. Okay, yeah, we're done now. Now we're done. That's what did it. That's what did it.
Okay, sure thing.
Yeah, Caleb realized that fetching for Basic Island shut him off of the turn 3 Dark Depths.
Which mattered a lot there.
Yeah. Having the 2 missteps wouldn't have mattered. Like, Caleb might be at 8 if he had done a little more aggressive.
Yeah.
But what does that matter? Alex wasn't going to kill him next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So sideboard from Caleb. I like Bantus a lot.
Yep.
Board wipe is great. Cage, gas against Green Sun. Push is fine. It's not the best. Like, you could push the Heritage Druid or the Nettle. There's not really creatures you care about. There's no
There's no one particular creature.
There's no Wirewood nonsense to worry about.
Yeah. And you also have a limit on things to cut because your deck is so, condensed.
On Alex's side, you could get real cute with that Essence Warden. You could get real cute because he doesn't have much that interacts with a 20/20 flyer.
Yeah.
Rexage does nothing. You could hit Chrome Mox. That's less good. Skoos also, like, Alex should know about the Bantus from watching the stream, so if he wants to get cute, he could bring in Skoos. Decay is okay, but not the best. I do like the Thoughtseize.
I think at this point we're just probably going to see the discard package. That feels like the most likely thing.
I want to see some cuteness with Essence Warden.
That is beyond cute.
To where the 20/20 does not kill you.
I'm going to give myself 1 turn. So, has every single matchup been a 2-0 so far? I feel like it has.
Sebastian was 2-1.
Okay, Sebastian was 2-1. Never mind. Almost lived the dream. Didn't mark any of this.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of the matches. Like, Jund, I think I had some issues with Jund when I played the last Novan tournament that I think it was Eric Heimel that won.
That sounds like Eric Heimel.
And he didn't even bring in the Punishing Fire package. He just got Blood Braids that day for his Jund deck and switched some things around.
Yeah, I remember him just like joking about just grabbing the Blood Braids and only the Blood Braids and just being like, "This is my."
Because I mean, you're not gonna buy Groves for the deck for one day. He doesn't play Legacy, and he just won. Like that little extra push of Blood Braid got him there. I couldn't deal with it with Shoal. Shoal loses too.
Removal spells
and itself, and just flinging cards, but also itself.
Yeah, we kind of noticed that in the games you played.
The deck is a lot of fun, but it also is a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
I actually think that Michael also could have gone the distance with Eldrazi with a couple different plays.
Yeah, I think that he could have.
Not sure.
Like there were a lot of like what ifs with the games Michael had, and like a lot of the plays were like minor enough, but like game changing enough.
The whole I could have talked to him a little bit more about playing it, but the whole basis around the mana that I chose for that deck was to try to turn one Chalice consistently.
Yeah.
That's one of your few outs against Storm. It shuts down a lot of decks. Like the amount of 1-drops, even like just shutting off missteps and cantrips is big. It's like Legacy. Like you get rid of a lot of spot removal.
Yeah. But what does shutting off missteps do?
In his deck, really nothing because you don't play 1-drops either.
Okay. I was curious about that.
In case he was trying to up Storm count by misstepping, one of his cantrips. I don't know. But that doesn't do anything either. I don't know, man. Yell at me. I see Bontus. He did bring him in. I see.
Obviously.
Really?
No, that wasn't meant to be a sassy comment.
Really?
Like you would know if I was being sassy.
So I think he's gonna lead with Preordain. No, finally we're leading with some hand disruption. Thank you. Ooh.
Take the Deathrite or the Heritage.
I don't care about Deathrite. He doesn't. Oh, Alex doesn't have a fetch.
He does
Caleb.
have a fetch.
Oh, okay. Just kidding. Yeah, Nettle's going to be the turn one, just to get that damage in.
And Alex's hand looks pretty slow as well. And we're just going to see a lot of
cantripping.
Caleb taking 2 from his Dark Looks Shores, apparently.
That's fine. This is all fine.
Magic cards are hard, as it turns out. Okay.
Maybe he drew a Daiwens. There's a Visionary. Daiwens.
It's a Daiwens. Looks like he's just going on the aggressive plan.
He kind of has to. Caleb's not on a fast clock at all.
Yeah.
Caleb, it looks like, can make his 2020 on turn 4, which isn't great. If Alex draws any kind of gas, he doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
I think Caleb drew that Urborg.
I would have to imagine he did.
Yeah. Flinging card.
He's just throwing them everywhere. The specialty, he just takes cards and throws them at people.
Card games on motorcycles.
And Caleb just deeply thinking, I wonder if he's contemplating doing that Bantus.
I don't know if I like Bantus right here. It does stop 5 damage next turn.
It stops 5, but I think you're fine with that. And you know that Alex's play is going to line up really well to that Bantus next turn. Or you could just set up a 20/20 next turn.
Alex's top decks are great though. Like there's a lot of things he could draw to get him back in here. If he top decks a Skull Clamp, it's pretty great.
Yeah. That is also
It's actually less great. He could only hit it on the token and Arbor.
Yeah. So he only gets 4 draws off of it. I mean, that's still
That's still 4 cards.
Yeah.
Okay, not going for it.
Yep.
Double lands.
Bottom.
Bye bye. Don't know what he drew.
It's
Hex
a Vampire
Mage.
Hex Mage.
So if he plays the Urborg, he can play the Hex Mage.
Yeah.
That gives him a 2/1 first strike blocker.
That's not bad.
Yep. There we go. And then again, turn 4, but still not. There's Skull Clamp. Not the worst. And a fetch. He can do some things with some stuff.
It does mean if he's not dead, he can make a 20/20 and wrath the board.
Correct. What?
He's using the Orborg cap to
Oh,
fetch.
fancy. Alright, so let's draw 2. Spin the wheel. Badoop, badoop.
Okay, that's about the end of it.
Super. I think I'd play the Dryad Arbor. No. Oh yeah, he played the fetch land as a.
Yeah. So I have to imagine that I like just wrathing the board and make a 20/20.
I think he's telling him to Bantus. Yeah. Alex thinks he can still do stuff. Is that Essence Warden like I hoped? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
It almost saved him.
Oh man, I was hoping.
Oh man.
Oh, if he had used the cavern instead of getting cute.
Though, to be fair, the mental misstep gets him regardless because he only has the Essence Warden plus 2 creatures. So if one of his other creatures gets mental misstep, he still can't win the game. So like the mental misstep gets him even if he plays correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so they're talking.
They're just talking about if there was anything they could have done differently. I think Caleb just played correctly, and it's hard for Alex to deal with the flyer.
Yeah, like I don't think there were any real major errors on either side. Both their decks just did what they did, and Caleb's deck just happened to be able to check Alex and also make a 20/20,
Mm-hmm.
which turns out is good enough to win.
Just a 20/20 is just good enough.
It's actually exactly good enough.
Just good enough.
We don't know who's playing Delver yet.
Anybody who wants to. You could do it.
Who would do commentary then?
Caleb and Kirby.
Okay. Michael or Sebastian?
Sebby, which one of you two wants to play Blue-Red Delver against me? Okay. Sold.
Okay. So, yep. Figuring it out, and Alex's hand is weird.
It's a lot of draw.
It's so very
Did
weird.
he lead with Arbor? I didn't see.
I think he greens on for an Arbor.
So, oh yeah, that's why he's shuffling. Makes sense. Great.
Yep.
I like it.
So this hand's just weird.
Your hand's weird.
Yes, my hand is weird. Thank you for noticing.
You might remember that I had small hands, but in reality, I had these big, masculine hands.
Can confirm Harley's hands are bigger than me. I'm a small person.
So,
Inquisition probably just takes the elf or the skull clamp.
I don't. Yeah, Skull Clamp's gas. Like, he's not gonna do anything with the vision. Yeah, Visionary's not gonna do anything. He can draw a card, play Arbor, or not. Get a Skull Clamp anyway, because hashtag Beyblade.
Okay, well, that's pretty good for him. And it looks like Caleb picked up a mental misstep for turn.
A day late and a dollar short.
Yeah, just a little late there. Oh. He's thinking about his land. Preordain. Neat. So, like, we're not saying anything, but at the same time, Caleb's just kind of doing the same thing when he casts the Preordain. We have no idea what he's looking at. He's going to draw one of these cards. They might be good, they might not be good.
Can't tell what they are.
I can say comparatively, though, like, Caleb's deck is definitely doing a degenerate thing and making an early 2020
He got another misstep, I think. Gonna take a glimpse.
Okay, take a glimpse, and he has a misstep for a glimpse. Alright, pay 1 mana, equip the thing to the Skull Camp, draw 2.
Shaman of the Pack and another land.
Yeah. Alex's hand is not shaping up very well. He can...
I kind of don't like sacking the Arbor that can tap for mana there. Yeah. You could play the other one, do the same thing. Can still play Arbor. He could draw 4 more cards by getting rid of his board.
He could. But I'm not sure if that's necessarily the best thing to do.
Caleb's not killing him next turn.
Yeah. It looks like
or probably the turn after, honestly, unless he has a Chrome Mox.
Looks like we're just seeing a green Sun Zenith for 1. Might be getting a Heritage Druid, which would explain the not equipping the Elf.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just getting a Heritage Druid. Alright. Caleb has...
He has a turn.
Yep. Put down the lethal threat.
Alex has a turn, I mean.
Yep. Like, Alex has a lot going on. He just doesn't have a huge amount of mana generation right now. Which is the unfortunate part for him.
Alex was saying he did not get what he wanted.
Like, he has a reroll for 2 cards. So, like, he has draws.
Essence Warden could save him.
Essence Warden could save him, but it needs to get through the mental misstep, and...
He has a Cavern.
Okay, he does have a Cavern. But the Essence Warden just feels iffy.
It buys him a turn if he can't go off this turn.
It buys him a turn if he can cast 4 creatures after it. Which seems like a tall order.
Alex isn't too tall. He's average.
Okay, you got me there. He's a pretty average human being, as far as height goes. Yep. You can see that Skull Clamp action. This card, really a fair
I
card.
think he drew a Deathrite.
Deathrite and Essence Warden.
Oh, Essence Warden. Best Warden. Okay.
Alright, are we going to see him fire off the other?
Yeah, there it is. It's the same thing that happened to me. Oh!
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he still has outs. He can Essence Warden,
Essence Warding.
triple green,
Yep.
and draw 6 cards, which seems acceptable.
Yeah, he has.
With 3 mana floating. I think he gets rid of the Visionary first.
Yep, Visionary should be the first thing gone.
Give it the clamps.
Okay.
Yeah, still pretty okay.
He still doesn't have a way to generate enough mana, though, is the issue.
He was saying that his second glimpse might have been too greedy.
I mean, the midterm stuff was going to get something regardless, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, he has to. I mean, you gotta make him have it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he can't win here because he only has 2 mana, so he can't cast enough elves to make more mana off of the Heritage Druid.
Or even gain enough life to buy a turn.
Yeah.
He would need to cast 4 creatures this turn.
Yeah, he has no way to do that. So I'm pretty sure this is just a win for Caleb.
Oh, he's realizing he. Well, no, I guess it doesn't matter either.
What doesn't matter?
He was thinking if the shock affected him or not.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Alright, so final match. You and
Michael.
playing Delver versus Affinity. Should be exciting.
On which one?
Fourth side.
Okay.
Alright, and we're gonna go and get Kirby in the booth for commentary time. Be his first time doing that. Should be exciting for him, or something like that.
Hello. Okay. So we have Harley on Affinity, is that right?
Yep, Harley on Affinity, and Michael will be on Blue Red Delver.
Fun. So let's see. No ban. What does that bring to Affinity? We got Skull Clamp, and that's about it. That's
Clamp.
kind of all it needs.
I assume you're joking. Affinity lands are kind of good.
That too. Is Harley playing the Disciple the Vault package to be able to just win with Ravager that way, or is he just going more of an attacking route?
I'm not for certain. Let's actually pull that up so that way we can see it here in a second.
But honestly, isn't Skull Clamp just enough?
Yeah, Skull Clamp in that deck is disgusting. Like, the amount of card draw you get off of that one card, and the fact that it's also just you know, an artifact, just goes so far.
Stole my feet.
I did?
Harley's,
I have the mic now.
Mike has Mike. It's true.
Harley's still playing his phone game. I don't know what it is.
I haven't been able to figure it out. I thought it was DBZ. It's not DBZ.
Nope.
Then I kind of thought it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it was different types of monsters. I don't think it's that. It looked maybe like
Oh, it might
Mecha?
be Digimon.
Digimon?
Maybe.
Okay.
I think he said something about that.
I'm not too big of a Digimon fan. I didn't grow up with that. I grew up with Pokemon.
Yeah. It looks like aside from the artifact lands and the Skull Clamp, it's mostly the same.
He's just going very aggressive attacking routes.
He does have the Disciple of the Vault package, though. It's the,
there it is.
Yep. I totally missed it.
So, the fact that you can just win on board is pretty crazy. You don't even need to attack with it.
Yeah. And meanwhile, from Michael's side, we have, it looks like a more aggressive burn blue-red Delver list. So it looks a lot like the Legacy burn, Legacy blue-red Delver list, where you're just trying to use your early Goblin Guide / Delver of Secrets to put in a lot of damage and then finish off with burn spells. And you have Treasure Cruise in there as a good little catch backup card, Mental Misstep, etc.
How do you like this build versus the old Thought Scour or Snapcaster style that they did when Treasure Cruise and Dig were legal?
I think I like this version slightly better for the no ban format, but I like the Thought Scour Treasure Cruise version better as a deck.
Is it mainly because of the Mental Misstep
messing up the
Yeah.
basically Snapcaster flashbacks and
Yeah,
Thought Scour.
and also just because in this format, just being Snapcaster can be a little slow. It feels like as bad as that feels to say about Snapcaster.
I know the big comment we've been making is like this is a very fast format,
Yeah,
but with a few exceptions of what we've seen so far,
yeah.
like rarely are there turn 3 kills.
Okay.
Like there's actually a lot of interaction.
You actually do have me there, and with that being in mind, there might be a good argument for the Snapcaster build. This version looks like it's just trying to go for a lot of heavy tempo, whereas the other version can kind of switch gears and be more focused on value than tempo, which is a nice little backup to have. And I do have to wonder if which version would fare better in an open field.
It's going to be interesting to see. Like this is the first like burn style aggressive. Like we haven't had like a zoo deck.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the only Goblin Guide style deck we'll have right here. So I'm curious how just beating down starting on turn 1 is going to look.
Yeah, and also this Affinity I feel like is the list a lot of people immediately think of when they think of this format. So we also get to have it against one of the main decks of the format, or at least in people's minds, the main deck. Okay. So Michael keeping a slow hand from what we can hear.
Looks like he has about 4 lands there. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
not terribly interactive against the deck that just vomits its hand right off the start.
Yeah. To be fair though, that start looks like a regular modern Affinity start. Like he's not under a ton of pressure. Okay. Now we're getting a little bit more pressure.
So we're probably going to see Michael directing a lot of his burn to the board early.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be burning Harley out in any of the game quickly.
Yep.
He's definitely playing more of the control style game here.
Yeah. I do have to wonder. I was thinking about killing the Disciple over the Signal Fest, but killing Signal Fest does make sense. It does put down a lot of damage. And it looks like Michael's hand is mostly, if not all, lands, and then he has another suspended Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, that's not going to be great for him.
Why is that? I would go.
We're just checking on life totals right now. Make
Yeah,
sure Michael's is actually accurate.
I think that there's a small discrepancy on life totals, or at least one of our people who watch the matches thinks that there is. So that's just gonna be a second.
Michael took care of the Disciple Revolt with his next Rift Bolt.
Yeah,
this might just be too late in the game. Like he's lacking interaction, and Harley just beating down for a couple points each turn. I don't know if Michael's going to be able to catch up.
He's lacking interaction, and he doesn't really have. He needs something that sticks to the board and not just a one-for-one removal spell right now. And he doesn't have that. He just has lands, and he did pick up a Ponder, which is one of the better draws he could have. But
I feel like he's going to have to try and hit a Treasure Cruise and be able to cast it for cheap.
Yeah.
Like his Swiss Spear, his Goblin Guides, they're not really going to do much to gunk up the board.
Yeah.
Delver's probably just going to be too slow right here.
Yeah.
Another Ponder.
Another Ponder.
Fill up that graveyard.
Gives him a lot of rerolls to try to find what he wants, and that's almost the exact
Another
same.
Swiss Spear.
Swift Spear, Fetch Land, Ponder. That one feels almost fine. And he thinks so as well.
Just don't feel like he's going to win this race. Well, especially not after getting his Swiss Spear burnt.
Yeah. So he's taking 4 turn. He's on a 2-turn clock from this point.
And Harley's gaining 2 life, so he's just out of range from
Burn
Michael
spells.
having a very aggressive draw.
Yeah, like it's gonna be real hard for Michael to pull this one back out.
At this point, Michael's just deciding to kill himself with fetches and shocks.
Yeah, that's
Here,
probably,
let me speed it along for you.
yeah, like your deck just can't really catch back up from this point. So
even though there's only like 4 1/1s in play.
Ponder number 3.
Alright, is he gonna find something good? No.
Vapor Snag's not going to do very much here.
Vapor
He'll,
Snag. And, like,
still put him on 2-turn clock.
yep. I guess he's trying to draw for just like a Delver and then flipping it or something.
At this point, he needs a Treasure Cruise into Burn.
Yeah.
To give him 1 extra turn from dying.
And that mental misstep just way too late in the game.
Come on, 1 mana spell.
Alright. What you gonna get, Michael? It's a
Hey, you got that Treasure Cruise. Alright, we got to hit triple burn.
Triple burn spell.
Spin that wheel.
That's triple specifically lightning bolt.
Ooh, that's not the worst. He's got an Echoing Decay. He's got
Echoing
a
Truth.
Searing, or Echoing Truth. Sorry, Echoing Decay would be really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
He can
the
cast
problem
Echoing
is-
Truth plus Vapor Snag.
No, he doesn't have a basic mountain or island, so he can only play one or the other. Otherwise, he has to shock and kill himself.
Oh, that's rough.
So he's just gone.
Yep.
Don't worry, Harley is back to his starting life total.
Swing layer lethal. Alright, so that was a pretty easy game for Harley's side.
So let's move on to sideboards.
Alright, so starting with the Affinity side, he has access to Mental Misstep. I don't think the Thoughtseize is coming here since this is kind of a burn matchup. And I'm not sure if you bring in much else aside from Mental Missteps.
Yeah, Mental Misstep's going to hit almost a majority of Michael's deck.
It
So
hits,
that seems
yeah.
very strong here. I agree. Like, you don't want to Thoughtseize because you're going to be burning yourself down just as much.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's an argument for Bitter Blossom to kind of slow things down, but at the same time, you're just like gunking up the board, but at the same time, you're just taking yourself down.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary here. You're not trying to grind him out. You're just trying to kill him as fast as possible.
Like, the thing is, you're still trying to go for the big go wide plan because he doesn't have that much to beat your go wide plan. Like, even post board, the only thing he has that 2-for-1s as far as removal spells goes is Forked Bolt. And that's it.
We have Aether Grid, but I think that's better against the deck we were talking about.
Yeah.
The more Snapcaster, Delver style deck, but having 2 toughness creatures between Goblin Guide and Monastery Swiftspear, it's not going to be very good.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Over onto Michael's side. Let's see, we got Fork Bolt. That seems very strong to be able to take down a couple creatures.
Yep.
Destructive Revelries. It's basically everything, including his lance.
Yep. Searing Blaze, of course, feels good. Smash feels good.
It's like he was expecting this matchup.
Like, he has a lot of Affinity hate in his sideboard. There's an obscene amount. I honestly, though, have to wonder if it's enough.
Like, do we just take out the Rift Bolts for the Affinity hate there? Because it's going to be dealing the same amount of damage. It's not going to feel as slow. It's not a quote-unquote one-drop like Rift Bolt, but he's got other stuff he can be doing on turn 1.
So, I think that is correct. There's also an argument for just taking out the Lava Spikes since you need your removal, your burn spells to be able to pull double duty. I also heard a mention from Harley that it's reasonable to cut Mental Misstep / Treasure Cruise in this matchup, which feels a little weird to me, but he has more experience than I do.
Affinity doesn't have too many one-drops.
It
Like, it does hit a couple crucial ones like Skull Clamp, Disciple of the Vault, Signal Pest.
Yeah.
But I know playing something like Engineer Explosives against them, it is always hard to figure out what number you want to hit against them.
Yeah.
So I could see an argument of cutting the mental, or maybe some of the Mental Missteps. Though I will say that the sideboard cards he has, since they're so geared towards Affinity, that they could arguably be better than the Mental Missteps.
Yeah, I have to agree with that as well. So, looks like they're done shuffling up. And, see how this goes now since Michael's bringing in basically his entire sideboard.
So I don't think we really talked about it at the beginning, but who do you favor in this matchup?
I like Affinity more in this matchup, just because Blue-Red Delver, its game plan is a little weak to Affinity because Affinity goes wide and it goes wide quick.
Do you still agree with that after sideboard, especially seeing what Michael's sideboard looks like?
I think the problem with Michael's sideboard is that all of his stuff he's bringing in is just 1-for-1s. And your deck trying to play the 1-for-1 game with Affinity is not always going to work out too well.
So, Delver, turn 1 is a pretty good start for him. Looks like he has a decent bit of gas, too. He did keep in Lava Spike, it looks like.
Yeah. I guess that's fine. Like, if he's just trying to stay on the plan of being aggressive, then having as many 1-drop burn spells as possible makes sense. And Harley's just going full. That's okay. So, Smash Smithereens, pretty good here, as it pretty much is always good in this matchup. He can't shut him off mana, because at this point he has too much mana, but he can prevent him from Devil Skull clamping the Ornithopter, or kill a larger threat later down the road.
Since Harley only has a single creature out right now, could you argue that, well, can't go that direction, but potentially keeping up removal for the creatures he plays so he can't clamp them and running them out of resources?
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable line to go down. I like that line slightly more than just playing the Swift Sphere because you're giving Harley a turn to snowball here. And with Skull Clamp, Affinity can snowball really hard.
The other argument is he hits one Skull Clamp and then follows up the next turn hitting the other Skull Clamp, but that might just be too slow.
Yeah, that line feels really slow, but like right now there's also the possibility that Harley's hand, with what he's done so far, just isn't going to be able to fully utilize it. So there's a possibility that if he had just held it up, he could have gone through with that plan. I like, at the very minimum, just holding up the Smash the Smithereens to have his options open.
So it looks like Michael is going more of the tempo plan, which might work out for him.
Yeah, like he has a lot of burn damage.
Like it's possible you just can't get out of the card advantage that Harley is going to start to build up.
Yeah.
So you put Harley on the option of, do I spend my turn skull clamping my creatures, or do I put out some of these to block so that I simply don't die to your Delver and Monastery Swift Sphere?
Okay, yeah, that's actually a pretty reasonable thought process as well. Like, at this point, he can only block this Swift Sphere. And it looks like Michael also picked up a Destructive Revelry, so he has 2 pieces of artifact removal and 2 1-mana burn spells.
So for this turn, he has the option. He definitely wants to Lava Spike this turn.
Yeah.
Get in as much damage as he can. That's 6-point swing this turn, bringing him down to 9. Giving him also the option of Destructive Revelry to get rid of Memnite and force one of the Signal Pests to block. That keeps Harley off of being able to do a counterattack at Michael.
And it looks like Michael's instead going for the line of just holding up Destructive Revelry plus Lightning Bolt. I believe that's what he has. And that makes sense. It's a really defensive play. Though I'm not sure why he's just cracking his fetch right now.
Shouldn't you be punching in as much damage as you can with the Swift Sphere, though? Or are we still in combat?
I think we're still in combat. That's the only reason I can think of that he'd do this right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing this in combat.
Here we go. Okay.
Okay.
So he's making the play.
Yep.
And bolt to the face. Yeah, that puts Harley down to 3, and then Lava Spike to finish off the game the following turn.
Yep. So Harley has to have a big turn this turn. And while it's possible, it definitely leaves him in a very rough spot.
Yeah, Michael made a very strong play just trying to out-tempo Harley. Even with the double Skull Clamp, like, Harley was just dirling around, which you don't want to do with Affinity.
I actually really like Michael's play now, looking at it, where it's like, I'm going to ignore this card advantage. We're not playing that game. I'm going to go for your face and hope it's good enough. That's a lot of damage, but I don't think it's lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He currently has 9 damage in play. Oh, wait. He has 11 damage.
Ooh, that might be 13 exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now.
Okay, so Harley got there. Michael almost pulled that one off, but Affinity just kind of pulled out there at the end. So. Yeah. They're just talking about the last minute stuff, but I believe that's our final match for the night. Is that correct?
Like it's only 10:30. Usually we're finishing up right around 11.
I mean, if we want to throw 2 more people in there, we can certainly do that.
All right. Well, let me check with them real quick.
Okay, we're gonna go and see if we can get 1 more match in. And meanwhile, I'm just gonna be here by myself talking to you guys. So. Alright, so
do you want to have some? What's the interesting matchup we can put?
I don't know. What's an interesting matchup we haven't had up yet? Is there like an interesting Affinity or Blue-Red Delver matchup we haven't seen? Or is there an interesting matchup of combinations we haven't seen in general? That's one match.
I would prefer not to see Shoal lose to itself again.
Okay, that's fair.
So that's off.
Okay.
Let's see. Is there anything that Eldrazi could face that would be pretty exciting?
I feel like we kind of put against the more mid-rangey matchups already.
Did it face Esper already?
I believe
yes.
it faced
Esper and Jund.
And Jund, which are the 2 mid-range matchups. You could try against Elves, but that feels
That doesn't seem very interactive.
No, it doesn't feel very interactive. Blue-Red Delver might be interesting, but that also just kind of comes down to a race.
Do you want Delver versus Esper?
That could be interesting. Yeah, that sounds fun.
All right, give me 1 minute.
Alright, so we're going to go and have Blue-Red Delver versus Esper.
Okay.
And so
Esper versus Delver. Yeah.
So we're going to have a super special 8-game stream tonight, and we're going to go have Blue-Red Delver versus Esper Fairies. Should make for an interesting game because all of the spell stutter sprites and random counter spells / discard spells actually have a lot of targets in this matchup, and Michael for the most part is playing kind of a fair deck. So
you're gonna have to help me along with this because I'm certainly not the blue player here.
that is fair. Okay.
What is this counter spell? Is this counters that you put on a spell? Does it make my spell stronger? Is that how it works?
I mean, to be fair, like, all of Sebastian's counter spells are like Spell Stutter Sprite and Mental Misstep. So, like, it's a blue deck in air quotes.
No, we don't have any Dredge tonight.
Yeah.
It was one of the tempting options, but it is another not very interactive deck.
Yeah, it was an option, but to be fair, we did have a lot of Dredge last week, and yeah, we can do something different this week. That being said, Dredge feels fine. You get a lot of spicy stuff that you didn't have prior. Specifically, you get Dread Return.
This is definitely going to be one of the more interactive matchups that we have.
Oh yeah, for sure. I forgot that Sebastian's also running Spell Pierces. That feels pretty strong.
So the question now is, say Sebastian has Stoneforge hand.
Okay.
What does he get?
He gets the Batterskull.
Gets the Batterskull, not the Jit?
Yeah. Like, Jit is good in this matchup, but boy, if you don't get that Batterskull, I would be upset.
But Jit, it gains you life, shrinks your opponent's guys.
It's just so good. Oh, Haley Bear 17, thank you for the follow. It's always great to have someone else getting there. TM.
So you're telling me that a 4/4 with lifelink
And vigilance.
and vigilance
It's good.
is
I know.
somehow better
Then
than incremental life gain and maybe shrinking a creature.
yes.
After, hear me out, after having to deal combat damage.
Yes, that is what
All
I'm
right,
saying.
once again, you're the blue player. I'll go with your.
All right. So it looks like Michael's hand is 3 burn spells, 2 lands, and a Monastery Swiftspear. So I have to imagine we're just seeing the Swiftspear taken because it's only threat, but at the same time, Sebastian could just have a removal spell for the Swiftspear later down the road.
He has a mental misstep in hand, so it's no different than a lightning bolt right here.
Yep.
Like countering one and getting rid of the other.
Yep. And Michael picked up another 3 damage spell, so he currently has 12 damage in hand.
Swiftspear is going to do more damage over time anyways.
Yeah. Okay, so that Bitter Blossom, it's risky.
It is aggressive.
Like, it's really slow also. At this point, you're playing your... Also, so he's at 14, he's going to go to 13, and Michael can just start pointing all of his burn at face.
So it's a total of 9 burn,
Yep.
so if he can just last 5 turns.
Yeah.
Crack some more fetches. So at this point, Sebastian doesn't even have a white source to get his Stoneforge down.
I don't like
Yeah.
not bolting here.
I agree. I also think he should have bolted there. It prevents Sebastian from countering with something like a Spell Pierce or using mana to cast his Spell Solar Spray is also a thing.
It is. You can spell something that ripple because it has.
Mm-hmm. Our crowd is reminding Caleb that Bitter Blossom is indeed a fairy.
So,
I've thoroughly learned that.
yeah, we're just seeing all this burn go face. And there's a Swiftspear.
I'm really unsure about Sebastian not just going ahead and spending a mana to counter one of those.
Yeah, it seems a little iffy. Okay. He had the Fatal Push, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. I'm not quite sure what Sebastian is still holding up counter magic for at this point.
Yeah, it seems a little weird for me. Like, yes, you can get one of those, like, the last burn spell from his hand, but...
Because he's putting himself down to a dangerous life total with the Bitter Blossom, and like he need to be able to fetch his lands, be able to play his Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah, he's fetching himself to a really dangerous life total. And this Stoneforge Mystic, like, there's a good chance it's too slow.
And he selects Batterskull.
Alright, so that Echoing Truth.
I'll be honest though, if he did have another land, I would argue getting the Jitte there.
That's fair. So,
Oh, it both did.
I prefer, like, using the Echoing Truth on the Stoneforge Mystic as bait and then burning face. Well, because if the bolt resolves at face, the shoot, what's it called? The Batterskull won't matter because it won't get to attack before he dies. Yeah, but at the same time, if the Echoing Truth gets countered and the burn spell resolves, then Sebastian's dead. Yep. But anyways, so are we gonna see the Echoing Truth point at the Stoneforge, or is he? Okay, yeah, he's casting it now. Doesn't want to run into a Spell Pierce. And this
now he can get the Jit.
Like, if he had another land and he picked up a Jit, it would actually be really strong right now. So to be fair, like, there's actually a chance that this game it was actually correct to get the Jitte, which is great.
Still feels like the right play would have just been to slam Stoneforge on turn 2 instead of the Bitter Blossom.
Oh, for sure. Like, I don't...
Because at this point, like, Exactly. Michael just top decks the burn spell. Spell Pierce can't stop it right now. Sebastian dies during his own upkeep.
Yep. Okay.
You got it.
Okay, so Michael won it. That was neat. Like, I agree. I believe he had the ability to cast the Stoneforge on turn 2, and knowing your opponent's on this aggressive deck, which you could fairly assume by that point, you should just go for that Stoneforge.
Yes. So, hopefully we're seeing the Bitter Blossoms come out. I think that is very, very bad for this matchup.
Oh yeah, the amount of life you lose is just so real in this matchup.
Spellskite seems very good.
Yeah.
Engineered Explosives isn't bad to clear out his little guys.
Yep. Spell Pierce, fine. It's another one of those, and maybe this. Nah, the sword's just too slow.
Yeah. So taking out 2 Thoughtseize. Taking out 3 Bitter Blossom, that gives him 5 spots. You got Engineered Explosives, 2 Spellskites, Path to Exile, Spell Pierce.
Yeah, that seems reasonable from his side. And then from Michael's side, I'm not for certain what the correct amount of burn to counter spell ratio is here. Because he has access to Spell Pierce, he has access to Destructive Revelries if he's worried about the Battle Spell package or anything like that. And he has access. Forkbolt is definitely being brought in, but like, I'm honestly not for certain what all he brings in here.
I like a Braid better than something like Smash or Destructive, since it'll be able to deal with Sebastian's creatures in addition to the equipment.
So I think the argument that Michael's going for, since he's picking up the Destructive Revelry, is that it can destroy the Bitter Blossom if Sebastian chooses to keep the Bitter Blossom in.
I think that's...
It shouldn't always come out. Yeah, it's possibility Sebastian will keep it in. Yeah, I think...
Won't the Bitter Blossom just deal more damage to Sebastian over time than the Destructive Revelry, though?
Yeah, it's most likely so. And it looks like he, from what I could tell, Michael cut down on Lava Spikes and on Searing Blazes. I'm getting a lot of
Wait, I feel his 2-drops are better in this matchup because of Spellstutter Sprite.
Yep.
Sure, if Sebastian keeps in the Bitter Blossom, then it's more of a concern actually being able to cast your spells.
Yeah.
As already discussed, like Bitter Blossom is going to hurt Sebastian in the long run. Just so our audience knows, I'm very glad we didn't see a Splinter Twin.
I'm so upset. I'm unreasonably upset at the lack of Splinter Twin.
I was gonna build it, but the deck seems bad. Yeah, I'm actually gonna.
My biggest argument for not bringing it back, and I know this is highly contested, is... Thank you.
I get...
It's mainly... It forces the other deck to continuously keep up removal to deal with a threat that basically they can just combo off the following turn.
Okay.
And they can't progress their board state. So. Are you Nathaniel? You're not Nathaniel.
So your argument is fair, and I actually have learned to respect the argument. And I don't disagree that the Splinter Twin thing can be a bit unfair, and mostly that it's so good at playing this mid-range tempo deck, and then having this combo that you still have to deal with. My main argument against it, against the ban for it, is just that it's modern, and you have decks like Grishol Brand that can do similar things to instant speed, only a lot stronger things. Like Goryo's Vengeance is still illegal. Through the Breach is still illegal, and Ad Nauseam is still fine.
Usually you're able to be proactive, though. Now, I will give you that we do have Fatal Push now.
Yep.
Not all decks have access to that, but it does make it a lot easier to deal with than when we only had Bolt.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I was thinking about if I were to play tonight. I don't know what else I was gonna play, but I got to the point where I was like, I'm gonna have 4 Deathrite Shamans. I'm gonna have 4 Decent Evo Exarchs, 4 Death Shadows, and 4 Street Wraiths, and then some spells.
Just going all in combo. Yeah, backup Death Shadow.
I'll make a
Crap,
copy.
I used all my missteps. Alright, so Sebastian had a mole down to 5, it looks like?
It
seems pretty rough.
Pretty rough, and
he still has
Michael.
thought season too?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Sebastian? What are you doing?
Maybe Michael missed
They heard the clapping.
Now,
maniacal laugh. Maniacal laugh.
So this isn't like a magic thing, but this is just inadvertently a thing from the stream. They heard us laugh, and now Sebastian's questioning himself.
Keep laughing.
Hey, Sebastian is smart enough to learn that we're laughing at him, not what Michael drew.
He can't handle it.
You have like, oh,
Too much pressure.
Is this mic still on? Did I pull Caleb over here?
Oh man, that would have been really good. I'm pretty sure someone would have said something by this point, but
Ignore us.
we have a track of us laughing that we could just play through the headphones for them.
Yeah.
Alright.
We can tell it's getting late.
Yeah. We're 8 rounds in, everyone's went from like being serious in air quotes to being what we are now.
What are we now today?
I don't know what we are now.
This is like back in the day when the Star City Opens would just have 2 separate opens.
Yep.
So Saturday would just go into round 11, and the commentators are just like, "Oh my God, can I get to choose one? Do I get to sleep tonight? Do I get to eat tonight?"
These are my
Back
options.
again the next morning.
The year finish champs went till 1:30, and the
Oh,
convention
man.
center turned the lights off, and they had to take like 20 minutes to get the lights back on. So we had to drive to the convention center.
Alright,
It was
so
authorized to turn the lights on. Wow.
so we kind of see a
Back to the
Snapcaster Mage
match.
to Mental Misstep this Monastery Swift Spear, and it's gonna be met with another Spell Pierce, which triggers prowess on the first.
Sebastian getting punched in the nads.
Alright,
So it's going in so hard into 360.
Sebastian's getting hit for 5 here. He's most likely just gonna snap off a block on this small Swift Spear.
Spell Pierce a little too late.
Spell Pierce is not very good right now.
And we're good.
Alright.
We're good for the night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is a 2-0. Look at
Yeah.
that. I forgot that Sebastian.
A lot of 2-0s tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's good having everyone. This format's really interesting, I think. And next week, I think we're gonna get back to the norm. I'm not for sure if we're doing like modern, standard, legacy, what format we're playing in.
I will say, even though we had a lot of 2-0s tonight,
Yeah.
we still had a lot of interactive Magic. It didn't just
Yeah.
completely end on turn 3, sans a couple games.
Like there were definitely a lot of interactive matchups. Like the format kind of has that same myth behind it that Vintage has, where a lot of people just think it's like a turn 3 or turn 2 format, but then you play it and it's like there's actually a lot of interaction here. Like Mental Misstep is a banned card, but keeps the format somewhat fair. And then the Eldrazi decks with their chalices, the Jund decks with their discard spells and removal spells, like there are ways that the format is kept fair.
I feel normal modern ends up ending games faster than a lot of these matches on average. 'Cause we have some decks that just try to combo off, no real interaction.
Yeah, that's
whereas
fair.
everybody is expecting broken things going on each game.
Yeah, and it kind of it weirdly makes it a little bit easier to like make your deck to handle the format, because you're just like something busted's gonna happen, and because it's gonna be busted, you can kind of like it limits the amount of cards. Like you're gonna see a banned card, and a lot of banned cards fall within a certain criteria. So it does change a lot of how you build your deck, and it creates more interaction because of that. So, but that being said, it was definitely fun to watch through.
What do we want to do next week? Mono Jace decks? Because I know everybody is looking forward to Mono Jace this weekend.
Oh man,
With a mix of Bloodbraid.
Playing the anti-Jace.
I'd be fine with Modern, but like try to like limit to just interactive decks in Modern. Also, apparently they're playing another game. We're not going to cover this game. It's just going on while we're talking. So ignore it.
Start laughing so Sebastian questions himself.
Give the child self-esteem issues. So, that being said, I think next week we probably will just do modern, and maybe I kind of like to see more of a mid-range, more of like a bracket that kind of shows off Jace as a card. Not Dredge. We did that once.
Dredge with K.
No Dredge. Just
3 Dredge.
No.
So you're saying just 6 Jace?
Yeah, no, not 6. No, God, no. Not,
No. We need to put it even mix. We do 3 Bloodbraid, 3 Jace.
yeah, 3 Bloodbraid Elves, 3 Jace decks. Like we can get some
Bloodbraid Dredge.
spicy stuff going on. I'm sorry, someone spooked me in the background.
Right in the background.
Anyways, great having everyone tonight. See you next week. Be doing some fun modern action. Get you off a little bit of Jace action. So, good job, everyone. Getting there or something. TM.
I'll have a good night. Get
Yep.
there.